Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the B Leaguers podcast, brought to you by the Koyo Store. Head to thekoyostore.com/BLeaguers by the Koyo Store. Head to thekoyostore.com/BLeaguers and get all your officially licensed Ubisoft paraphernalia for 5% off. Use the code all caps BLeaguers, the fucking vanity link thing /BLeaguers stuff. Welcome, we're back. Special guest Sua is here, the analyst for G2. We've spent some time in a bed in a hotel together.
Hold up. Hold up.
What?
My title is coach. And
Coach for G2. Yo, my fucking bad.
He got so mad that I put analyst. What comes in front of it, Stokes? I was like, well, analyst is still in there. So
this is important to me. You hurt my feelings.
All right.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Coach and analyst for G2 Esports is along with us. Sorry once again, everyone, for not being able to record last Sunday. As everyone knows, Flynn was in his feelings because apparently he has those. We didn't know that, but now we know Flynn has those. So that's where we're sitting.
Yeah, I got relegated out of Challenger League, and I immediately went to
you fucking suck
sleep.
at the game.
Yeah, okay, bud.
I mean, at least you made it to Challenger League, right? That's an accomplishment in itself
true.
as a caster.
Exactly. All you other casters can fucking gargle my balls.
And all jokes aside, you beat Two-Face, so no one can fucking yell at you. So I mean, hey,
We beat Two-Face. We smashed them into the dirt on border. We tied them on coast, and then we lost 7-5, 7-5 to Obey.
So technically, you made it to Pro League.
Basically.
yeah, maybe Rogue should have took some notes off of your game, huh?
Oh,
I
that's
mean, jeez, those relegation games were rough to watch.
Those we'll get into it. Don't worry.
We'll get into it. So yeah, welcome back, everybody. It was delayed. Sam really wants me to do like some damage control here, so here's my damage control for you fucking entitled little pieces of shit. I didn't feel like it. Suck my ass. Good enough damage control there, Sam?
It's pretty good.
Yeah? All right, cool. Moving on. We got a lot of shit to talk about though, because it has been like a week and a half. So
Only on the B Leaguers podcast can you tell every single fan go fuck yourself when we're gonna record it right now. Like,
yeah.
That's it. All right. Well, guys, if you guys wonder what the list is gonna be for today, it's gonna be PL wrap up, relegations, OGA pit quals, visa shit, Japan, and Q&A.
I love how you read it verbatim. I just randomly like scratched that down. You're actually reading it out.
It's whatever. Hey, it's whatever.
All right, that's the order of topics.
They're not even used to us having a list. Let's be honest.
That's very true.
You know, and it's all going to be accompanied by Sua. So we'll jump into it pretty soon. But once again, Sua, thank you for jumping in here on such short notice. Hopefully you have a good time. This isn't like a regular podcast, as I'm sure that you know that. We just like to bullshit and move along with our day.
That's what I'm here for. I'm here to trash talk other people.
There we go. We like it. We like it. There we go.
I can't start this podcast without saying I'm so disappointed in you guys. Because I was the first motherfucker to hit the prophecy. Week, 9? I think it was 2 play days after we got back from Raleigh. I looked at the standings. You guys were in 5th. You guys were 6 points back of the Giants. Actually, it would have been week 8 because you weren't even there yet. Yeah, no, you guys were in 5th still with 13 points, still 6 back of the Giants, but 5 back of Empire. And right before the second play day, the second half started, I said, fuck it, G2's making Japan. And y'all gave me so much goddamn hope until the bitter end. And I just wanted to say from the bottom of my heart, fuck you guys.
You're welcome.
Thanks, bud. Thanks. I was going to look like the smartest guy on planet Earth. I was ready to fucking set up the tweets. I was getting the clip ready from the episode weeks beforehand. I was getting fucking screenshots ready of Liquipedia. I was going to be the motherfucking prophet. And y'all...
I was so scared.
I mean, don't you think I didn't have this stuff prepared to go out on Twitter?
Oh,
like,
clap back,
give me
everyone.
the Cloud Boys.
Clap back on everyone. Yeah.
But I have to say, in our defense, after Riley, it looked really rough. It looked really grim. It was impossible to do it, and we almost did it.
Yeah.
So it was in our hands if we make it to Japan or not. And then we decided to choke 5 rounds in a row against Navi, and then
you kind of did that.
That's a team you don't want to give momentum. That is definitely a team you don't want to give momentum.
To the credit though of G2, I'm looking at this back now. From the break, you guys went 5-1-1. You tied against the Giants, and obviously we're not going to bring up the Navi game because that's just PTSD in a bottle.
Even if you look back at before Riley, we finished the half with 2 wins, so
Back
we
to
basically
back.
went 7-0
Against the Giants and against Penta, yeah.
and then we won the 5 first games of the second half. So we had 7 wins in a row. So
I think that's
to
actually
our credit,
I
if
think
you look at the aggregated scores, we only lost to Navi this season. Because every team that beat us in the first half, we completely wiped the floor with them.
you did. You
Besides
very
Navi.
well fucking did. I'm looking at it right now. I think that's actually the hottest streak of all of season 10. I can't remember another team going 7 wins in a row. I'm looking
Dark
back
Zero?
right now to check. I don't even think Dark Zero did it. 1, and then they lost. Okay. And then they won, so that's 2. And they tied. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then they tied. No, Dark Zero didn't get it. They didn't get 7 wins in a row. They did go lossless for a longer period of time. LATAM, that's a fucking shit show. Who
Yep.
would have done it? Nip is the only team that could have done it. 1, 2, nope. And then they only had another 8 wins. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then they tied. No, you guys had the best winning streak in all of the main 3 regions of Pro League of Season 10.
Hock.
Mhm.
We're discovering new fucking stats every day here on the B Leaguers podcast. That's what we do. We don't analyze shit. We don't know what we're talking about, but we can find some really obscure stats that you can use to win some weird ass trivia games. Apparently, there's a game going on right now. It's the Liquid versus Ints game for OGA, and apparently Ints won the first map. So now I actually am really intrigued and want to go watch that. Holy shit!
Oh, I'm gonna keep that on in the background.
Yeah, I'm a Twitch.tv real quick and throw that on.
INTZ is up 3-2 right now on Coastline. They're playing Coastline?
Yup.
What the fuck? LATAM playing Coastline and it's not Team 1?
Shut
That's
up,
weird.
Nerf. You don't pay me money. You don't get fucking ad spots on my podcast. There we go. All right.
Did you not mute it?
I thought I did. And then I didn't. So, Nerf, you got 3 whole seconds of free promo. Hasbro, if you ever want to reach out and, give me some money, fucking do
Maybe
it.
you
Oh,
get
yeah, by the way,
Escape the Monkey.
while we're fucking everything up, koyostore.com, guys.
I already did.
koyostore.com.
I already
Did you?
did. I did.
Oh, I didn't remember if you did
Oh,
or not.
I have some pins from them. They're really cool.
I know, right? I
Hey,
had
use-
to give
use code
Sam
B-Leaguers
Susan
when you
Raleigh.
check out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go B
Use
Leaguers.
code B-Leaguers when you check out. Yeah. Code B-Leaguers. And make sure you go to our patreon.com/B-Leaguers as well and give us money.
All right. So, getting
Yeah.
back on, I guess, some
On
semblance
track,
of
somewhat track.
of a topic. Yeah, we got the EU Pro League, so I think we missed the last play day. Was it just the last play day or the last 2?
Yeah, I mean, it was deciders rolling into relegations. So, yeah, well, we kind of already knew because Navi clinched earlier.
Wait, no, we did it after the season. October 17th was our last show, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So,
Okay,
yeah,
so we already
it
did
was
all the
just-
Pro
it's
League show.
relegations. Yeah, so it's just relegations. That's what we
Okay.
gotta roll into.
EU relegations. Is anyone shocked?
I'm a little shocked with North America. Not shocked with Europe.
No,
at all.
I'm just talking Europe. Is anyone shocked?
No.
Oh, like, I'm not shocked, but I gave Penta a good chance to win against Force because they have to be like the quote unquote Russian killers in the past.
True.
They are really good against the Russian playstyle. We saw it last season against Empire.
Yeah.
And a team like BDS fits really well into the playstyle of Sisu. Sisu has shown a super strong second half of the season, and I gave them at least 50% chance to win this game.
That's another team that I had talking about pulling out of relegation spots and running the table basically to get out of it. And man, so close.
I mean, immediately after the match, Yunus announced his retirement, and Shutter a day later announced his departure from the team. So I kind of think
Yeah.
that they already gave up before the game because they didn't really look like Sisu from the second half of the season. Like, they look like a team that gave up completely and they just played the game because they had to play the game.
Yeah, and I mean, for that team to go through the whole fucking season with, what was it, 0 wins?
0 and 12. It's
Yeah.
rough.
That's tough, man. Like, that's, I don't know. I don't think I could have survived the CL season if we started like 0-7 or 0-8. Like, I probably would have been in the same boat of, holy shit, I want to win, but it doesn't feel like we can. And, I don't know, going up against BDS, I don't think they, yeah, I agree. I don't think they have much faith, but I'm also just not surprised as well, man. BDS looked good in DreamHack. I was impressed with what I saw. They looked good throughout all of CL, obviously. Like, my only question mark was Fours, and if Secret had been in that 2 seed instead of Fours, I probably would have had more confidence in Secret winning as weird as that is, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Force was my question mark because that thing that Pengu said on stage really like, keeps standing out to me is everyone played shit against Force. I'm like, oh yeah, looking back at the games, you're not wrong.
Said that, yes.
Did Fabian say that?
Yeah, Fabian said it. Everyone
I'm
else played
mixing
like
up my
fucking
G2
shit.
players. My bad.
You're fine. Everyone played like fucking shit.
It's for Dark Zero
I
and
got
FaZe
you, don't worry.
especially. Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
to touch on Fabian's statement, he was right with what he said, but the way
Yeah,
he
he
said
was.
it was not the fine English way
No.
of saying things.
Oh hell no.
But he's right. Technically, like he was completely right. Every team that played
Oh,
against
yeah.
Force and Riley played super scared and super passive.
Yeah, because they didn't know what they were
literally let
looking at.
Pasha- Yeah, they literally let Pasha bully them. That's what they did. No one wanted the gunfight, and he just continuously pushed the aggressive angles and won. And when you allow that to happen, you don't really win games, do you, boys?
I don't know, like everyone is only looking at Pasha, but not many people look at WTG. That is insanely good at the game.
That was the
I think it's
thing.
because Pasha's just a flashier player, but you know how that goes. Like nobody looks at a support player and goes, "Oh, they're a fucking monster." Like, but like the only reason people look at Goga now is because we've all been just ranting and raving over Goga for so long. Now they're like, "Oh, Goga's a good player." It's like, well, why do you think that? Like, oh, everybody told me. I mean, I'm being completely blunt about it. Unless you know what you're looking for, you can't identify a good support player.
I think for the general audience, support play is always hard to notice, and I think they get that plant down. Holy shit! Sorry, I'm watching this game so intently right now.
I just thought, no, Boar killed him. Boar killed him.
One of my biggest things with like being a support player and also being in the public eye is there's no one right now doing any kind of analysis that is decent at judging a support player's impact on a game at all. Like CGG, dear fucking lord, I have so many problems with the rating system after seeing my own ratings and seeing them compared to my teammates.
The problem with rating support players accordingly is also the spectating itself. Like we don't see much from the support players.
Yeah.
Like the main focus is on the end reflex to capture those kills.
Yep.
It would be better if we have more opportunities to get like a Go TV that we have in CS that you can spectate multiple people at once and then bind it into the stream and then increase the overall in production quality. But
wouldn't that be cool, huh?
It's doable at LAN. The only issue is you can't do it online.
I mean, just give me a demo system already after 4 years, Ubisoft. It would make my job so much easier, so I don't have to try reinforcements on 0.25 speed YouTube videos through the scoreboard. That would be so nice. Please, Ubisoft, make me happy at least once.
Hey, you're preaching to the choir, friend. What do you think I do in fucking VOD reviews? I'm like, all right, how's this team play? All right, well, I kind of know how their entry fraggers play.
What do you do? What reviews as a caster? I just thought you just talk about the game, what you see on screen.
It's basically all I do.
It's a difficult thing. So I mean,
I know that you do, Flynn, because we watch What's Together and Riley, brother.
Yep.
It's a fucking difficult thing, man. I mean, it's even harder when you're like for Flynn and I going into Japan. I mean, we're gonna have to obviously do our job and cast, but that's a difficulty with casting as well. It's like we can't capture the whole story that we want to capture because we don't have enough cameras. Like you can ask Flynn. The last time we casted in Milan, I stared at the third person view the entire time trying to explain like why reinforcements were where they were, what angles they were trying to cut off, everything else, because people just don't know that. They just don't know what's going on. They're like, okay, well, this guy rotated this way. Well, why did he do that? And it's like, well, he doesn't have this line of sight. They didn't bring Habana. They didn't bring a Maverick, so on and so forth. And it's very hard to lay out what's going on.
Yeah, I recently proposed on Twitter how we could make it better. Like, when do we show the scoreboard to increase the efficiency? Like, I, as a coach or I, as an analyst, can see what the opponent team is doing. I can see where the attacking team is setting up their drones. And I don't have to look through the scoreboard all the time because that shit's annoying as fuck. I said fuck on record.
There's a lot that can be improved over time, and I'm sure, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, it will be. But I think as well, like, one of the biggest problems heading into Japan is now we don't know a whole lot about Aerowolf. We saw them in Vegas, and they less than impressed. There are some VODs from the APAC lands out there, but with LATAM
I
as
watched
one
the
of the
APAC LAN, and if you take wildcard as a free win, you're stupid. Like,
oh yeah, no, that's wildcard was one of the biggest impressors heading in. I think honestly, Fnatic throwing was a little out of the blue. I thought both Fnatic and wildcard would make it.
Like
Yeah.
I have no doubt that Navi and Giants will win their games against Airwolf and Wildcard, but
Mhm.
don't take it for granted. It's not a free win. Those teams are there for a reason.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I
Exactly.
think
Like,
with
no, you're good. Go ahead.
with Brazil being an example, and I have very admittedly very high and very bored at like 4:00 in the morning, have watched some APAC Pro League games. And they almost have the same kind of thing that LATAM has, where they play one way in their own region, and then once they get like cross region, they start playing a different way. You got to play more international. And
Mhm.
I've only really like intently looked at the I guess international play for them, which is the APAC LAN. I haven't gone in and looked at any of their fucking SEA Pro League VODs, because fucking A, know where they are, and B, Jesus, that it's them crushing a bunch of like guys who really just can't compete. And that's kind of what the subregions in APAC are a couple teams that can compete, a bunch of teams out there that really just don't stand much of a chance. And it's hard to gauge where they're going to be at, and it's really fucking hard to gauge what's going to happen with Nip and FaZe now. Like, heading in trying to tell a story about broken teams and teams that really don't have a lot of intel on them in the public, that's a hard story to try and convey to an audience. And now we have not one team that's a bit of a question mark for me. Now we have 3 teams that are question marks for me.
Looking back at Riley, like at the major itself, we had to play
Yeah.
against Cyclops,
Yep.
and getting intel on them was not too hard. You just need to know where to look for the intel.
Yeah.
But a team like Wildcard, like I watch the Australian Pro League because it's like 11 a.m. for me in the morning, so I can watch it
Oh, okay, yeah.
while I have my morning coffee. But finding their words is not that easy. Like sometimes you need to dig deep into like Ubisoft Japan's YouTube videos to find the words from Cyclops.
Mhm.
And
This
then you need to
is-
figure out like what is these signs? What do these signs mean? Like which bomb site could it be? So
Oh,
you have
because
to
the
skip
observer's in a
into-
different language?
Yeah, it's in Japanese.
Oh, fuck.
But the funny thing is, like, after you watch like 1 or 2 words, you kind of figure out which bomb site are which signs. And it's really fun. It's the same with the Russian words. When you watch like Russian Major League, you need to figure
Oh,
out like,
yeah.
Sto? Okay, this could be that bomb site. Like, it's really fun. I mean, yeah, you can just skip into the word and then see which bomb site they're playing, but it's some learning that you make there.
I didn't even think this could be a problem, but our observer the game install for Milan was originally in Italian, and then they changed it to English. If they have the observer on Japanese while we're casting the finals,
Oh my god.
I'm
no.
gonna be so fucking done. I won't know anything,
no.
man.
Oh no.
Oh.
We're gonna
Well,
be like,
I can give you some tips because I watch a lot of Japanese words. Listen,
Yeah.
the first thing you need to look at is like every bomb site is labeled by the floor itself. So it's like, and because the Japanese numbers look like the Greek number system, you can
Mhm.
figure out, okay, they play cafe. Do you know that because it's cafe? And then you see like the first bomb site is 3 Chinese, 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 Chinese. And then the second bomb site is 3 Chinese, Chinese, Chinese. Okay, they play bar.
Okay.
There's only bomb site third floor.
Yeah.
Like you figure it out pretty fast which bomb site they're playing. So you should be fine.
Thinking about it, like I'm kind of in the boat of I want it to happen just for the fucking
No.
chaos, but I don't want it to
No.
happen because I don't want to look like a fucking idiot,
That's
right?
gonna be the first thing that Parker's gonna say. He's gonna be like, "We need this fucking changed." Like,
Yeah, that's the first words out of that fuck ass's mouth.
yeah.
NA relegations, a lot of surprises.
That surprised me.
That's a big
Wow.
surprise.
Wow.
Rogue, man.
Rogue is the big surprise for me. Sonics, I knew they were gonna shit it down their leg, 100%.
Absolutely not. I did not expect Sonics to lose like this. Especially not.
I knew if Obey got a single map, it was over.
Having played Obey and having tried to take a more aggressive playstyle against them and seeing how poorly it worked and seeing how much better it was when we kind of took our time with things, I felt like they matched up pretty well against the Sonics, but I didn't. The same thing with Sue. I didn't expect them to get fucking dumpstered on the second map. That was, I don't know, that was a bit of a shock to me. The Rogue thing blew me out of the fucking water, man. And again, it's
Yeah.
biased because I played against 2F, right? Like,
Yeah.
in our game against 2F, man, like, they were okay, but they were not beating Rogue in a best of 3. We won that game, and we all looked around at each other and said, A, didn't know they were that bad. B, we couldn't even beat Rogue in a best of 3 right now. I don't know how they're thinking they're going to beat Rogue in a best of 3.
Exactly.
Something funny that I observed during this relegations, all teams that dropped out of Pro League don't have a coach, beside Rogue. Penta has no coach. CISO has no coach.
First time coaching as well.
Sonics has no official assigned coach.
True.
The only team that has a coach is Rogue. And they dropped out as well.
Yep.
Because if you look back at the Sonics game, they didn't look that prepared. What I expect, like the level of preparation that I expect from a Pro League team that is fighting for their spot, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's
like
fair.
A lot of rounds, they got catch by surprise by what Obey was doing, and that really surprised me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and it also just begs the question because you hear all of these rumors and like scrim reports and stuff about Sonics just not using their time properly.
Oh, that's 100% true, by the way. That's all of it's 100% true.
I mean, Flynn, you know my opinions on these. I just don't want to put them out in the public. So I mean, yeah. If you're gonna, to put it extremely bluntly, Sua, if you're going to piss your time away against teams, then you're going to lose games. That's just how it works. If you're going to sit there and waste other teams' time doing dumb shit, then you deserve to lose. And that's why you lost that game to Obey.
Absolutely.
And the other thing, and this is something that I know you echo, no matter how bad the team is, your entire prep is to that team. You don't just prep the map, you prep the map to the team. And it doesn't seem like the Sonics prepped the map to the team. They said, oh yeah, we're just going to play this. They didn't go back. It doesn't even appear that they did any VOD review on Obey from how they played. They just said, okay, well, this is how this worked. I can tell you for a fucking fact, they didn't watch the game against Shrug. They didn't watch a couple of Obey's games because a lot of the teams that tried to slow the pace, they started winning rounds, and the Sonics didn't.
Yeah, they were like,
for me, this is hearsay. I don't want to judge on that, but it looked like that from looking from the outside perspective that they were not prepared.
Absolutely. I mean, that's all we have. None of us are on this team,
Yeah, and I mean, for fucking Cafe to be so one-sided. And one of the weird things as well with our Cafe, like we played Obey on Cafe. Like that VOD is out there. You can watch it. And they were fine on their defenses, but like we choked a couple we choked a couple attacking rounds that we really should have had. Like that game could have gone different ways, and they didn't feel like fucking Rogue on Cafe. Like we've scrimmed Rogue on Cafe before, and that shit is just a nightmare. That's pain in a bottle.
Rogue on Cafe, like Rogue was called out to be the best Cafe team in the world.
Yep.
By the way, by many people.
I mean, they still feel like it. I'll give them that much, man. They may look bad right now. If they stay together, which I highly doubt they do.
Yeah, I don't
for next season. Let me fucking tell you, man, they're still nasty on Cafe.
Yeah, and I mean, just to even add insult to injury to that, you go off of getting relegated by Two-Face to losing to the Susquehanna Sonics in OGA in a best of 3.
That was also weird.
Yeah, it's very rough for them at the moment. So we'll have to see, how that translates into the future. But for both of these teams, I mean, both these teams have skilled players in the likes of, the Sonics as well as, Rogue. So there's definitely plenty of people to poach. I mean, we have the biggest influx of talent inside of North America. We had 9 players that have never played Pro League come into NA. So there's definitely a big opportunity for experienced veteran talent to come back into the scene.
I know I was never a big fan of those like I call them old guard, like players that played the begin professionally from the beginning on. They always been there. They stop playing now and they somehow get back into another pro team. I'm not a big fan of those players. I'm supporting like young, fresh blood, talented players that have the will and the hunger to win. Someone like Uno, for example. I mean, Uno's not an unexperienced player anymore, but he was at some point. And when we got him, he was like somewhat experienced, but he's still hungry. And you need hungry players that want to win and do everything that is required to win.
Yeah.
I think on the flip side of that, there's also, you could see it in Uno a little bit, like, it takes someone having been there. no matter how good they are, no matter how hungry they are, it still takes someone having been there and done it before to still like play to their fullest potential. Taking on a rookie is always a double-edged sword because they're new and no one's got a book on them, but at the same time, they are going to be feeling it way more. They're going to be feeling the nerves and the pressure, and I don't know, it is a double-edged sword, but I do think we're finally seeing a lot of the old guard die. Like, we saw it at the end of year 2 when a lot of the older players from, like, day 1 really fell off and a bunch of new teams came in and everyone started kind of, like, surprising with who was on top. And
I mean, even if you take a team of 5 rookies, you can give them an experienced support staff on the hand, and the support staff will make sure that these players will win if they're
that's
good
very
enough.
true. I think the thing with Challenger League, though, is there's no kind of support structure for teams like that in Challenger League. Like, coaching options for Challenger League teams are few and far between. And I don't know. I think, like you said, if you're a pro team with that kind of resource behind you, it's a very different look. Like, you could make a rookie into a seasoned pro in probably half a pro league season.
I would say best example is Kanto.
That's very
Kanto-
true. That is trial by fire.
Yeah, I'd say Kanto and Bolo, man. I mean, like if you
Like Kanto
handle
comes
young
straight out
talent
of
correctly-
ranked. Like
Yeah.
he comes straight out of ranked into the invitation in 2018,
Yep.
and he showed up big time.
Oh, he played lights out.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was crying in the
He's a
stands
monster.
watching that happen. It was great. I was literally
Yeah.
15 feet away from them all choking, and I just didn't know CPR, man. I'm sorry.
Get the fuck out of the way. Let me try, goddammit. Yeah. But no, I completely agree with both of you. I think that the main thing with old guard players is that they feel like, oh, I'm talented. And that's it. There's nothing else on top of it. They don't have that drive to build up and continue to adapt. And when you don't adapt, you die. And I think that a hallmark player that's been around for an extremely long time and is still at the top of his game is Pengu. I mean, you look at Europe, and Pengu's the second highest rated player in the entire region for all of Pro League this season. He's at a 1.22. The only person above him is Citizen from Navi. That's it. And Pengu's been around for fucking forever. And he
I mean,
continues to
Pengu
be
won the
this
first Pro
dominant.
League season.
Yep.
Yeah, he continues to be this dominant. Well, why does he continue to be this dominant? Because he's observant and he continues to adapt his game to what needs to happen. And if you
And
don't
he's
adapt,
also playing
you
a
die.
shit ton.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he plays fucking smoke on defense. That's his most played fucking operator. You know what I mean? And he's got the fucking best KD on the whole goddamn team.
Yeah.
Now imagine what happens if you put Pengu on Jäger.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly.
I made the same argument to my team. Didn't end the same. Let me tell you that.
Hey, I mean,
Give me a gun I can shoot back with. I promise it'll go well. I mean, I boosted my CGG for the last couple of games. That's about all I did.
I mean, to round up this Pengu topic, Pengu has been the most consistent player in the world for the last 4 years. End of conversation. Like, there's no question that Pengu is the most consistent player ever in this game.
Absolutely. I don't think anyone, at least either of us, have ever disputed that. I think
No,
the
absolutely
interesting
not.
thing, though, is that Sam's flip side to his comparison was Citizen, a rookie, who had the best
Yeah.
rating in EU. So,
Yeah, I know, but like we were just talking about how young talent's coming in and just smoking everybody, and that's because old guard are just not adapting to how things are changing inside of Siege.
I mean, we
Yeah,
also
just
need to talk
because-
about the roles. Like, for Citizen is an entry fragger. Pengu is a second line of attack player.
yeah.
Yeah,
Pengu is not an entry fragger. Like, Pengu is not getting those flashy 3 or 4K rounds at the beginning of the round, but he can clutch a 1v3. He can
Yep.
clutch a 1v4 because of
Mhm.
his experience.
The
And
same
Pengu has the
kinda-
lowest headshot. Pengu has the lowest headshot percentage in our team, by the way.
yeah, 31%, 31%
No,
headshot
it's
rating.
lower.
No, it's not. I just checked it. 31%.
Okay, I mean, in some games he had like 0.16.
That's mine.
Pengu has a Pengu's headshot rating is 0.31. He's 31%.
Yeah, I had to bring that
Here,
to
hold
trigger
on.
him.
Let me go check mine then. Let me compare myself to Pengu real quick.
Highest is Kanto. He shoots half the people he kills in the head. 0.54.
No, that's just irritating. For
Yeah,
someone to be that good, that's just irritating to listen to.
yeah. I wouldn't even want to know what mine is if I ever did. Like,
Oh,
I checked mine. My lifetime headshot percentage is higher than Pengu, so I'm happy.
there. Let's see. I'm gonna go
lifetime?
check mine just to
Jesus.
compare. Well, I mean, you can check your actual CGG, Flynn. I have
That's
to go
what I'm
check mine
doing,
because CGG never did any of my stats because I suck at the game. So
yeah.
let's
Maybe
see.
you don't. Maybe you just didn't try.
Oof. I had one game against
Let's
DG with
see.
a 20%
Oh,
headshot.
I got a 38% headshot rating.
Oh, guys, get good. I'm over 50%.
I only
Yeah,
had
what's
2
your
kills in this game, but they were both headshots. You can both suck my
What's your,
ass.
what's your KD on the season?
I don't know. They
My-
haven't done the full infographic yet.
I have a 1.36 on the season as entry.
You're better than me.
I'm
Because
an
I don't play this
dude. I win my ones.
Damn, bro.
I'm a Thermite player.
Listen,
Yeah,
if you
see,
ignore
it's all different.
if you ignore my KDs in a lot of these games, my headshot percentage is pretty damn good, bro.
Don't worry, Flynn. You just pick me up next season. It'll be fine. Be good.
Oh yeah, sure. I mean,
and then
Oh.
we'll just end up killing each other. It's fine.
let me address this real quick because I saw this. Actually, I got added on Twitter, DM'd on Twitter, harassed in Twitch chats, and in voice in Discord over this. Is Shrug still a team? For now. That's about all
For
I have.
now.
For now.
Yeah.
We
right.
don't know. There you go.
All
That's
right.
the answer.
Let's jump back on track. We'll continue down the line of relegation. So we talked
Let
about the
him.
Sonics. Yeah, well, we got to talk about Rogue, but we more or less focus on Sonics there. So
Alright.
the Rogue one was a big surprise. I would say that Two-Face played absurdly well, and Rogue played absurdly terrible.
Didn't I say that was what it was going to require? Is Rogue to have an extremely off day and someone to be on a heater. Well, turns out 2F was on a heater. Rogue had a
And-
bad fucking day, and they're gone.
Specifically Grixer, dude. That guy was fucking melting people.
That was weird too, because in our game against him, he wasn't even like going off all that hard. It was Forrest that was giving us the most trouble, and that's always the guy on Obey that I always look at, going like, "You scare me, please."
Yeah, well,
Please
Forrest
go
is
away.
An outlier. His playstyle has always been like that. Forrest has a very unique playstyle where he just throws you off because you're like, "Why are you here?" And I'm dead. Like that,
Yeah.
that's really it. You know what I mean? Like his entry ability as well as his roaming ability is unprecedented just because it's so random. Like even going back and thinking through the games I've casted of them and everything else, like there was a game I casted of them where the man was roaming on coastline lane. It was when they played TSM and he was laying down in hookah with Caviera, laying behind the fucking hookah bar. And you know, that's when Merc got that really nice kill where he just flicked to him and he scared the shit out of Merc because Merc's like, why the fuck are you here right now? You know? So he has a very unique play style that works for him. But you know, if people end up reading that out and they get better at droning and what have you, then it's more than likely all over for that type of play.
I don't know, for me, it kind of feels like this LMS playstyle where you're last man standing, you hide the entire round, you don't do anything productive for your team, and then you try to be the hero.
I hate that.
Like, if I hear that someone is hiding with Carrera and Hookah, and like his main idea is, I'm just gonna hide here and make like the epic flank. I don't
Yeah.
know, that's not really team play, in my opinion.
No, that's
He was a
baiting.
little bit
That's
more
the Cloud
aggressive
Struck
with that,
special.
Yeah, he was a little he was a little bit more aggressive than that. He actually got killed right as the entry, Sua. So right when the drones came in at about like 2:15 is where Merc entered the building, and Merc just like cleared Hookah and like looked at him and then looked away and was like, "Oh shit, that's actually Cav," and flicked back and killed him. And that's where that clip came from. So yeah, he like Merc got very lucky because we all know here how damaging that pistol is even after the nerf. It's like 2 shots and you're fucked. So it's very, very lucky that he ended up killing him. But yeah, congratulations to both of the teams, though. I mean, you can't take away from either of them.
No.
So
No, absolutely not. Like, making Pro League is an achievement.
It's
And-
one of the things that really like shocked me as well was the fact that none of them had been in CL before either, other than
I'm
Av.
gonna run down and grab my food. Keep talking.
All right. Like, they have one guy who played one season on an 8th place CL team last season, and that was their CL experience, and yet they still fucking, I don't know, it took Rogue to the woodshed. And
I know, like, people have been saying all the time, NACL is free, NACL is free, but
I mean,
NACL is free, but those two teams showed up in the game when it mattered the most.
I think this season got a bad rap, especially because I don't want to have an ego here, but I think me and Suzaku both kind of played into that. I'm a caster. He's a Twitter memer. Like, both
I
of us
was
being
about to
in
say,
Seattle.
like, he's a troll that makes it to Challenger League, like.
Yeah, like, I think both of us being in CL this season definitely, it hurt the reputation of NACL, for sure. And I think people underestimated a lot of the CL teams. I think there were teams out there that were, yeah, probably under CL level, and I'll give our team a fucking loop in on that one, at least in the back half of the season. We did not play like a CL team for the last few games.
I mean, to your credit, you did better than I expected.
Hey, I'll take it.
Like I know that you're gonna be terrible, but you were not that terrible, so I give you that.
I can do my job basically, and that's all I've ever been, and all I've ever tried to be is just a guy who does his job. But I think NACL this season wasn't as free as everyone was saying, and I think I don't want to say Rogue got lazy, but I think they're just fucking tired. Like, this is a team that hasn't stopped the grind since day one, and they've gone through roster changes so many times that there's only one person remaining from the original roster.
Maybe complacency is a word that we can use here.
That's a good one. That's a good word for it, because you feel like the spot's always safe.
Yeah, like they were in Pro League forever.
And now they're not. Crazy how things change.
Like I'm still surprised by that. Like I don't even have like a meme comment on that because it's so sad.
That's the thing, right? Like it's shocking and it's sad to the point that like you can't even really make any jokes about it. Like with the Sonics getting fucked, we can all laugh. We can all point and laugh for many different reasons.
I feel really sad for Sleb and Gomfy because they got I mean I can say here what I want. So they got fucked over by ESL, or like Sonics got fucked over, or like a miscommunication between the organization and the organizer of the league. There was some big times miscommunication. Gomfy and Sleb didn't play for like 5 games. Avian, I get funny. I was in Montreal for a workshop, and Avian played one of the Pro League matches from my laptop from my hotel room.
I was right down the road from you guys in Montreal as well.
That
I went to the office the day after that workshop.
Like,
yep.
How can that happen?
That's the thing. It's. I think the Sonics got screwed, and I feel bad for Slebin and Gomfy because they put in a lot for this team. You know, they gave up their homes, they gave up where they live, they moved to an entirely different continent. Yeah.
They changed their region. They went to a different country. It's insane what those players gave up, all like only to end up in NA Challenger League.
And I think one of the saddest things looking back on it is how well or how good like Sisu looked after they left, at least in the second half. And you gotta wonder if Slebin and Gomfy had stuck with those 7-5 games that they got for like 3 or 4 in a row, would those have turned into points and maybe gotten them out of a relegation spot?
No, like mathematically, they could not get out of a relegation spot.
Yeah,
they had 0 wins
at the midway point, and they had like 3 or 4 games that were 7-5.
Okay.
They weren't mathematically out, and that's when they left, right? So I don't know. I'm bullshitting, thinking about hypotheticals of, I don't know, a way for Slebin and Gomfy not to get this fucked, because I don't think they stay to play NACL. No, right? Like, so what? Absolutely, so what are your options? Who in NA is looking for players right now? Not a lot of teams, right?
TSM is looking for one player, but I know that Sleb and Gomfy might want to stick together.
That's the thing, and TSM, to Slebin and Gomfy's credit, they kind of need more of a support player than another fragger to join the trio. I mean, Gomfy can play back and forth. Slebin has shown flexibility to go from primary entry to like secondary entry. I don't know if they're really support players or not.
Like, I worked with both of them in ends, and I can tell you that if you have like a proper coach for Slebin, he can be one of the best players in NA easily.
Yeah.
But he needs someone to take him. Like, when I started working with Slebin, he was a rookie. He came into Pro League. It was his first Pro League season, and he was always willing to, like, yo, what did I do bad? What can I do better? He was always like asking, hungry for knowledge, hungry for infos, and it kind of feels that he fall behind in the second Pro League season that he played. It's really hard to explain. But I think Slebin needs someone to take him more by the hand and show him what's going on. He's a really good and talented player, don't get me wrong. But he needs more experience to be on a team like TSM. And for Gomfy, I don't know if Gomfy could swallow to be a support player.
Yeah. So, and really, TSM's the only team looking. Dark Zero's not making a change from anything I've heard, and it doesn't look like they'd want to anyway. They're doing pretty damn well. Rec, I feel so iffy about Rec making a change because they just made it to Japan, but it was like close.
It was by the skin of their teeth, yeah.
Right? And then outside of that, EG made their change. They're definitely not notorious for making a bunch of changes all at once. So they
No.
made the change they were going to make.
I mean, not to take anything away from Dark Zero, but they still need to. Like, Dark Zero is a really good domestic team. I want to
They
see
need to
them
win a
doing.
LAN.
Yes, like they need to win a LAN to actually surprise me.
Yeah,
Because I don't expect them to
that's
win.
the
We're
book
all in
on
the
them.
same boat.
Yeah, we're all.
We're all in the same boat. We're like, oh man, they're so dominant online, and then they get to LAN. They're like, oh, quarterfinals, yeah, we're out. See you guys later.
I mean, they play. I mean, that perfectly ties into our next point. What is Japan?
Yeah.
especially
play
with
against
everything else
FaZe.
happening with Japan. Like, come
Like-
on.
They play against FaZe. FaZe is playing without Iron. I don't know exactly who the stand-in is gonna be. It's most likely gonna be Twister, their coach.
Didn't I see something on Twitter about who was standing in for them?
I know what it is, but I don't know if it's public, so I'm not going to say anything.
Okay. Then we'll leave it at that.
Can you type it in chat?
Yeah, just type it in the Discord.
Yeah.
I wish I knew if it was public or not, and I thought I saw something on Twitter. Like, it's,
Yeah, I think I saw something on Twitter as well.
Yeah, but I think it was just Twist saying he wasn't gonna play. I think that's all I saw. I don't know. Fuck.
Okay, no, that's not public.
Oh. Oh, wait.
No,
What?
not
Is that who we're thinking of?
I'll
No.
grab the name real quick.
No,
Okay.
It's not the one that you're thinking of.
I
But
was
this
gonna
is not
say.
public.
Okay, not public. Cool.
I know about it, but it's not public.
Okay.
But saying like with this mysterious stand-in,
Yep.
FaZe is still a force to be reckoned with.
Oh, 100%. And I think
100%.
honestly, like, FaZe off the leash a little bit. Oh baby. Oh baby. Like oh
I know-
no. I fear for teams if they just start
I know,
fucking
man.
throwing shit out the window.
Like I know Mav in person since the Invitational, and I can tell you I don't know any other player that is so hungry to
Well,
win a
that man,
tournament.
that man is fucking. He's simultaneously so pissed off he looks like he wants to summon his monitor, and
I
that
think
he's
it's this
just
guy. I
heartbroken.
think it's this guy, boys.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
guy? Okay, did not know about that guy. I thought it was the other guy.
But back to topic, like Mav is
Yeah.
so hungry. Maybe not desperate, but hungry as fuck to win the tournament.
Yeah.
Like when was the last time Mav made it to a final of a LAN event, international LAN event? That
Mhm.
was Pro League
Rio.
Finals season 6 in Rio,
8
or was
in
season
Rio.
7?
That was against you guys in 8 against
Yep.
Rio.
Yeah, I remember that. It was in Brazil.
Yep.
He lost against G2.
Yep.
And since then, he never made it to a final.
Nope.
And the Invitational, after they dropped out, I talked with him briefly at the bar, and he is so hungry to win. And this
Yeah.
is like before this entire visa shit happened, I said this is FaZe tournament to lose. Like
Mhm.
if FaZe is not winning this tournament,
Then what are they going to win?
like this tournament is basically free for FaZe.
Yeah.
Like all the teams that participate there never won an international event.
Yeah. I would say for me, like I've already put my predictions public. CGG also has my predictions. They're going to post those. But the team that I chose to win it was actually Na'Vi. And the reason that I chose that is because like they already know what it's like to be on LAN with Premiership and everything else. I know that obviously they have a stand-in in the likes of Pi, but Pi's been doing his job, and that's all Pi needs to do. He just needs to do his fucking job. And as long as Pi does his job, everything should be okay in my eyes. But again, as we all know, especially going into this LAN, this is going to be the LAN to highlight this, notation over every single LAN we've ever had. Whoever has the hot hand is going to win this LAN. There is no one that has just so much veteranism that they're going to stop them.
That's why I said FaZe and Nit, bro. I literally tweeted it earlier today. I was like, so I picked FaZe and NIP to make the finals.
I mean,
I
after
picked
reading
Zero
Twitter
and
today,
Na'Vi.
I'm telling you the final is gonna be FaZe versus Na'Vi.
Yeah. I can
That
see
was my
that.
prediction from the beginning on.
Yep. I wouldn't be at all shocked if that was the case.
I think I said it on record in Valley's podcast. Na'Vi,
Yeah.
FaZe is gonna be the final. And I'm
Can't
sticking
blame
with
you,
my
man.
prediction.
Can't blame you. I'm complete honesty. I know that like there's all this drama surrounding Japan now, but Flynn, I'm so much more excited now because I'm like I have no idea what in the fuck is gonna happen. Like every single round is like I have no idea. Like I just don't know. There's no way to predict this. There's just so many, things that go into trying to construct what your opinion could possibly be on this land, and it's just it's getting a little ridiculous at this point.
I mean, maybe we are all wrong, and Wildcard is gonna win it. Who knows?
Hey,
I'm down.
maybe Aerowolf's just that good, and they just swing on everybody. You never know.
I think Wildcard will impress. I think both the APAC teams will.
Which games are we casting?
You and I pull it up real quick.
We're casting second and fourth for first day, and then second for the second day, obviously,
Yeah,
because
Parky put it in the group. I got it. Okay, so you and I are doing NIP Rec and Giants Aerowolf.
that's gonna be fun.
And then we will do the winner of the first two games for the first, or no, we're doing the second semi,
Yeah.
right? Then we'll
Yeah,
do
'cause
the
they're doing
winner.
they're doing the grand finals.
So we have the possibility of an all APAC semifinal,
Mhm.
or an all EU semifinal, which would be incredibly boring.
Wait, what? No, like Wildcard is at the bottom of the tournament, and Aerowolf has the top seed. Like they can only meet in the final.
Mhm.
Yes, I'm right.
There's no way there can be an all APAC final when there's not enough people to be.
Semifinal, motherfucker. Hold on.
But you said all.
Yeah, all APAC semi. Unless our thing's wrong in our group, in which case we don't know what we're casting then.
I mean, it's
Maybe we're
Rainbow
just
Six.
dumb
You
as
never
shit.
know
That's
who
a-
you're gonna play, right?
That's a complete possibility. I don't know. We'll
Hold
figure it
on.
out when we get there.
Let me pull up the group real quick. Hold on, and then I'm
This is why
comparing it to
Flinch
the
is living in
bracket on.
Canada.
Yeah, I'm comparing it to the bracket on Liquipedia. Hold on.
I mean, if you still need an assistant for the LAN, I can come with you.
Okay. So apparently. Okay. So we're doing the games in some really fucking weird orders here.
Well, obviously because of.
Yeah, because of time zones. Okay, so they have the order like jumbled in this text. Okay, so for quarterfinal number 2, we have NIP, Rec, Navi, and Wildcard. So we have one from every region as a possibility for our
Yeah.
quarterfinal that we're casting. And we would either get, we get the winner of NIP Rec, who we are casting. Yes, we're casting NIP and Rec, which is the third game on here, but that's the second game in this text. And then we're doing.
Well, maybe it's
the
like
other-
A1.
No, we're casting 2
one.
and 4, Flynn. They're casting Airwolf Giants there and Nip and Rec. We're casting Dark Zero,
we're
FaZe
not.
and Nalvin Siri Wildcard. No, because they're wait. What's the game? Okay, no. The
Yes.
reason that we're getting confused
Yeah.
is because of the game order for the day.
That's what I
why.
just said. Yeah, the order
Okay.
in our text in our group is extremely fucking wrong compared to the actual
Yeah.
bracket.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not going top to bottom. So
It's
that's
not
why.
going top to bottom at all, bro. It's everywhere.
Because that would make sense, and we don't do that here.
Oh no! So I need to. Oh my god!
Yep. Welcome
There are
to
only
it.
a couple of games that I want to watch.
Tell me why Demo and Stern are wearing literally the same colored shirt.
I don't know. I'm on
Maybe
an ad
because
break.
they're best friends.
I'm on an ad break right now. I'm watching a Modern Warfare ad.
This is
So.
actually tilting me.
Okay.
Different colored shirts, boys. Come on. Anyways.
I think the matchups, honestly, for the first round of Japan as well, do not play into NA's favor at all. I think
Mhm.
Rec gets a little bit better of a situation here with NIP being literally
Yeah.
fucked.
NA kind of got, their opponents nerfed. So
I think Dark Zero, though, actually got fucked harder by this. And I love
Why?
Ion as a player, and I love I love the team as a whole as it is right now. I wouldn't change anything about FaZe.
I mean, if FaZe is smart, they put their stand-in on Ash and Jaeger and just let him
Exactly.
crack those people.
Fucking exactly. And you
This
throw
guy
a
is
little
a
bit
gunner.
of the
Like,
strap
this
book.
guy
yeah.
is a gunner.
Throw a
real
little bit of the
question
strap book out the
is-
window, because all I'm having is flashbacks
yeah.
to Rio. All I'm
Yeah,
having is
same.
flashbacks to Rio with
Same.
fucking Dizzle
Diz.
going off and
Yep.
EG getting the upset of the century laid down upon
Yep.
them. Like,
I'm in the same boat as Sua with this. Literally just give the man Ash Jaeger,
Oh, yeah.
drone him in and go, hey, shoot things. Like, and if you don't, that's perfectly fine. Just be confident in what you do, and I could give a fuck less if you get kills.
You can easily adapt your strats for 4 people. Penta did the same when they had Kanto as a stand-in in
Yeah.
Sao Paulo. They made it all the way to the final and lost in the final to Liquid.
Sao Paulo?
Atlantic
No,
City.
it wasn't
Atlantic
so-
City.
That was Atlantic City, yeah.
Atlantic City. Yeah, I was
Kanto
gonna say
was
Sao Paulo.
standing
No,
in for
that was
Penta.
Ents versus
Yeah,
Ents versus G2.
like yeah. No, like against Black Dragons in Sao Paulo.
Yeah.
Kanto just just fragged out. It was
Yep.
Atlantic City. I'm retarded. It was Atlantic City where Kanto stood in for Penta and just fragged people out of his mind.
Yep.
Playing Mirror and Sledge.
Yep. It's fucking dumb. It was honestly, I think Darkseid's fucked. I already thought they were fucked before this, but like they're extra fucked now.
Depends on their preparation, right? I mean,
Well, I mean, how do you prepare for this?
well, they will FaZe will not change much of their behavior with the 4-man core. Only they have like one free floating player, but the rest will be the same. It's not as bad as you think it is, but it's bad because you have like zero footage from the stand-in because he never really. And
Honestly, like Darkseid reacts poorly to things being like thrown out the fucking window. I'd honestly, I'd love to see FaZe just throw everything by the wayside.
but
just say,
how?
"Fuck
But
it."
how? But why did they then lose to Empire in Milan?
Nah, fair. Didn't FaZe and Darkseid play in Raleigh? Am I
I
stupid?
don't know.
They did not. Never mind. Cast every fucking
No,
FaZe
FaZe
game.
and Force played against each other.
Yeah. All right, I forgot Darkseid. Yeah, they lost out to Force. That was funny.
But yeah, let's talk about the next matchup. Giants
Sure.
versus Airwolf.
I don't fucking know. I don't know a goddamn thing about Airwolf, man. I watched them in Vegas, and that's the only time I've seen them. I watched them at the APAC LAN. I was not paying attention. And I mean, like, fuck, man, the Giants, they continuously leave me with blue balls just like Dark Zero. You look so fucking good online, and then you get to a LAN event, and it just doesn't translate, man. It just doesn't
to their
translate.
credit, they finished second in Vegas and second in Valencia.
Yep.
So
They did. Although, I mean, recency bias is big here, but like they lost Valencia to Rogue, and Vegas they lost to Secret. Secret's a team that couldn't get out of Challenger League this season. Granted, stacked Challenger League season for the regular season, but still. And Rogue just got relegated by a team that got beaten by Caster. So I don't know. I fuck, man. They're very heartbreaking to watch on LAN because you think they're actually going to pull it all together. You always do. There's always this little part of you watching them that goes, yeah, they got this. They got this.
I mean, since we love the Giants players, I had a déjà vu last weekend.
Yeah?
So before Milan, Giants won the French Championship and got first round in Milan. Guess what? Last weekend they won the French LAN. You're gonna get first round in Japan. I love them. I love all of them.
Oh, yeah, no. I love them to death. Don't get me wrong. It's just, I don't think, honestly, especially with how Airwolf played against Fnatic. And I was watching that game undecided as to whether or not Fnatic was so incredibly trash that they never should have won the game, or if Airwolf was just playing way above what I would have given them credit for. And I think it's a mix of both, man. I think Airwolf are honestly going to surprise.
I mean, the one player that surprised me the most in Airwolf was Speakeasy.
I think
This
the
guy's
person that
so
shocked me the
smart.
most was Ysera as well. Ysera was pretty fucking nuts. I don't know, man. They're a hard team to read, and I have this feeling in the back of my ball sack that they're just
How do we call those teams? Like Airwolf is a dark horse team that can
Yeah.
potentially make an upset. But under every circumstance, Giants should win this match 2-0.
they should.
They
A lot of
should.
games should have gone differently in Raleigh as well, and they didn't. And I don't
Yeah.
think they get past FaZe, right? Like I don't see a world in which they get past FaZe, but I,
I mean,
can see them beating
who played
the
against FaZe in Milan?
FaZe
it was
Milan was EG. Oh,
Who played
first round
against
was the Giants,
Giants?
yeah.
Yeah.
The Giants
So
have
there's
to
some-
exercise some demons before they get to the finals, if they're going to get to the
Mhm.
finals.
Yes, they do.
They need to overcome their personal demons, yeah.
NIP Rec. I don't even know how to call that game.
Well, with what like today was just made public that
Yeah.
3 people from NIP don't have a visa, 2 players and the coach. It seems that if my Google Translator works correctly, that they try to directly get a visa from the embassy and fly to Japan, hoping for the best.
Yeah, it seems so. Yeah, if anyone's unaware, their manager for CS:GO today tweeted out that they didn't get visas for Kamikaze, Julio, and Arthur, their coach. And yeah, there was the update that they're gonna, I don't know, Hail Mary this motherfucker and just be like, yeah, we're going. They can either say no and send us home or let us in, but we're going.
Let me in.
Yeah. Get the
Tickets
Aragon
are
drink
know.
gets
and
going.
you can't take them back. It's not.
Yeah.
This isn't Walmart. You can't just take the plane ticket back and be like, "Hey, give me my money. I have the receipt." Like, doesn't work.
I mean,
so
NIP didn't pay for the ticket, right? Who cares?
Yeah,
Yeah.
not their money.
But in
I
my
don't know
opinion,
if it'll work, but hey, if it does, fuck it.
my personal opinion on this is that if you look at Counter-Strike, whenever there are visa problems, they invite backup teams.
Yep.
Why don't we do that in Siege? If like I really want NIP to go, like hand to God, I want them to go. But if they don't go and Reciprocity gets a free win, that's gonna be a major fuck up for Rainbow Six Esports because you should not, at any given chance, get a free win
Oh,
at a Pro
absolutely.
League final.
I mean, it scares us, Sua. It scares us. I mean, like everybody's got to realize, like, as much as like we are independent contractors. I mean, Flynn and I are we're connected to the fucking ship. You know what I mean? Like, we can't just like jump off and be like, oh fuck you guys. Like, that doesn't work. You know what I mean? Like, this is our livelihood. So it's a scary thing when like shit like this happens.
It is, and
I really hope that NIP gets their visa sorted and we don't see a free win at Tokonami.
yeah, I don't want to see free wins, man. And it's fuck, I'm casting the game. I don't want to cast a free win. Like, are you kidding
How do
me?
you cast a free win?
You take your fucking brain out of your skull and just yell. It's about all you can do because there's no logic behind it. Like, if
Flynn's
it's
gonna look at me and he's gonna be like yell at things. I'm like, all right, cool.
yeah, I mean, like it's so hard to try and cast something that just doesn't like. It looks more like ranked than it does like comp.
No,
But
they
yeah.
will never, like, this game will never happen when they don't have 5 players.
Well, I mean, they'll have to bring replacements. I don't know who you bring though.
How?
Like, who speaks Portuguese, right? Who speaks Portuguese has a Japanese visa is
They're
on
just gonna
call.
sit us down and be like, you guys are playing support. Like, all right, cool.
You and me, we're gonna go in there and play it.
Look, we'll pay you each $1,000 to play right now. Like, bet. Like,
NIP, if you're listening, CL player did pretty bad. Don't need a visa to go to Japan. Already going. You don't have to pay for a
No.
plane ticket. I'm just
I got it.
saying.
pay us. Just pay us. It's fine. Flynn and I make a pretty good duo in ranked. It's
Yeah.
fine. We'll make it. We'll make it work. Both diamond players, both former competitive players. We'll take your money. It's fine.
I think
Well,
the
you also
replacement.
know-
If I kill Skies one time, I'll be happy.
Like, you're not gonna get a visa for a Brazilian citizen in. When is the travel day for Japan? Tomorrow. Like, you're
Tomorrow.
not gonna get a visa.
Like we're
it's
all leaving
impossible.
tomorrow. Yeah.
Mhm.
The
Wednesday
replacement team
morning.
idea is an interesting one though. Except
Yeah.
again, same situation. Next up will be Team 1. Can Team 1 get visas in
Obviously
31
not.
hours? So
But hey, G2 can get visas.
there you go. G2 can get visas. Just have
Okay,
3
well,
EU
We
teams.
have them. I mean, if you look at it from a logical perspective, EU is the strongest region in the world. EU doesn't need visas. Who's the third place team in Europe? G2.
G2.
But as I said, I want NIP to play because it's, again, one of their only chances to win the tournament.
Yep.
We'll have to see how it goes. It's just a very poor situation overall. So
It is.
the
It
visa
just
issues are just plaguing LATAM so badly.
But apparently it's only a problem in Rainbow Six. Like, you don't see that many visa issues in CS.
Mm-mm.
like you said, if there are some, they call in some replacement teams, right? Like they've got
Yeah, I
backup
mean-
plans and there's communication and there's forethought put into things. It's I don't know. It feels like the entire year so far has been last
It was
second.
really chaotic.
Yeah, it's last second chaotic, non-communicative or communicative changes all the time. Just there's no, it doesn't feel like there's forethought put into a lot of things. Like, I have ranted and raved and railed against the Challenge League qualifier format that was put out for season 10.
Because it's horseshit.
Because it's horseshit. And I swear to fucking God, if I ever find out who made that decision, I'm writing a strongly worded email. Like, I'm going to get full white privilege on this. I'm writing a strongly worded email. Like that, like whoever's idea that was to change
It's so
that.
dumb.
It's like
It's fucking dumb.
I've gone over it a million times, but like that's just the whole year, man. That's the whole fucking year.
And here's the thing about it, though. It's just like, okay, the format before this one, yeah, it was pretty bad, but it still worked, right? This format was just like, oh, you guys didn't like that format? Well, I know you're gonna hate this one even more. Like, it's
Yeah.
just, come on, guys.
Like, you are complaining about Challenger League qualifiers. I had this shit for a major tournament. I had no idea in which group my team is playing 1 week before the tournament starts.
Yep.
Like, I'm in boot camp in Berlin, and I need to do my stuff in the boot camp that I would have
Oh
done
yeah,
at
the
home
major
weeks in
shit that they
advance.
pulled. Oh my
God. And then, like, we finished the group 2-0. Like, yo, which group are we playing in the quarterfinals? And ESL is like, did we forget something? Like,
Oh my god.
That's the thing, man. That's been the whole fucking year.
it was really weird. Like,
Yep.
I don't want to call out anyone. It was really weird.
It's
And
just
it could have been communicated better.
been a year of fucking pain. Honestly, it's
It's
been a year of pain.
head assery.
There you go,
here's the
yeah.
thing. And this is the reason I'm saying this. Absolutely everything is preventable with people that are competent.
Or just talk. Like, you can do the wrong
I know
thing.
that's what I'm saying. Like have a conversation. Tell people.
Yeah,
you
like,
know what I mean?
if you're-
it's on every single front. And like, this isn't only just ESL, it's just everything in general. It's like people just don't have a conversation. Like, dude, like you're messing with people's livelihoods. You know what I mean?
It's like, even if you wanted to make the wrong decision, A, give everyone some heads up that you're gonna make the wrong decision.
Exactly. It's
And
like,
then-
hey,
and
we
then
messed this up.
B,
Like, you guys are gonna have to do this. Like,
Give it enough time when you do give people heads up to receive feedback on the wrong decision and think maybe if you want to change it. It's like, this whole year has been, we're doing this, it's happening in 24 hours, fucking deal with it. And it's like, okay, I get that you're the tournament organizer and you make the rules here and that's your job, but we're also saying you're doing it some weird fucking ways that aren't good, and we'd like to tell you they're not good before it's too fucking late. Right? Like, it's not our job to make the tournament. It's your job.
Exactly.
But at the same time, maybe some of us would like some input on what kind of dumbass shit's happening.
I like
I mean,
to know what's going on with my life personally. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, it's not even that no one is providing the feedback. The feedback is there. You just need to take it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You
All
just
right,
need
so-
to take it.
We covered relegations. If we talk about LATAM, I think LATAM's pretty easy. If
Yeah,
we haven't,
No
So,
surprise.
Okay,
Done.
I haven't
yeah,
watched
no
it.
surprises.
I
So-
didn't watch the games, no.
Obviously, we've already covered visa shit, so now we go into Japan and what we fully expect of it. If we had to make brackets,
We already did a lot of
organized, that's
Japan, you
already
little
public.
fuckers. We already did a lot of
I
Japan.
mean, yeah. All right, so I guess we get into the part now where I grab my iPad and we get to interview Sua, so everybody can get to know Sua a little bit better. And I get to pull up Sua's old tweets that I didn't know I have. Ha ha.
Oh, no. I was
Oh,
also
yes.
going to briefly mention OGA if you wanted to get to it. at
Oh
any
yeah,
point
go
in
for that.
time.
I'm gonna grab.
Oh
my
yeah,
iPad.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for OGA, boys. I got my iPad.
All right. So let's grab the brackets off of OGA. Let's start with not LATAM, please. Thank you. Let's go to EU. G2. Hey, you guys are still in the running. You guys play BDS. You guys play them on Thursday?
Yes, on the 6th.
Thursday. And this is the game to make it to LAN, right? Because it's the top two from each region.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the finalists for OGA in Europe right now, so 2 of these 4 teams will be G2, BDS, Secret, and Force.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
Not me.
Interesting.
Hey, look at us.
Oh, you saw the video from.
I love
from
that
Fair?
video. I love that fucking video.
I like the self critique.
Yeah. Oh, God. I don't know. I think I don't know. Secret Fours is interesting because Fours won the season matchup in CL in a best of 2. That isn't technically a
Force is gonna
best
win
of 2.
2-0.
Like I don't know.
Just saying,
Secret
Force is
has
gonna
this
win
like
2-0.
voodoo with them with minors though, right? Like they ran that
Yes, they
magic
do.
for Vegas. They ran the magic in Raleigh, which wasn't even a minor; it was a major. I don't know. I think they like tournaments more than they like seasons.
Hmm.
I think when they have less, I think honestly with Secret as a whole, if they have less opportunity to choke, they will choke less. But like
Secret
they
is the
choked some
opposite of
CL
Dark Zero.
games.
Secret is the literal opposite of Dark Zero. Like if you're gonna put a spectrum, you put Secret on one end and Dark Zero on the other. That's how it works.
True. The more pressure that's on Dark Zero, the more they choke. The more pressure that's on Secret, the better they get. It's fucking weird.
Mhm.
It's like if it's a do or die game, okay, they get their heads out of their asses. You're up like 5-2 on a fucking CL team that, or like a lower half EU CL team, and you choke like 4 rounds in a row for a draw.
I don't know. If you look at Secret's bracket here, they 2-0'd Vegesi. Like I think it's a Polish team.
Yeah.
Never heard of them. They 2-0'd Chaos without next one and the other guy, the Swedish guy,
Rips?
Krips.
Yeah.
So that was kind of freebie for them.
Yep.
And if you look at Force on the other hand, they played against Drokut. That's like a R6 Adria team.
Okay, yeah.
Not much to talk about. But they lost the map against Vitality. Like I
Yeah.
watched the match yesterday, and on Clubhouse, Vitality looked like hot garbage for the first half. And Force really had to fight, and Force played exceptionally well. I did not expect Force to develop that fast from Wiley through Challenger League till now. And this
Mhm.
is already giving us a really good preview on how next Pro League is going to be. Like next Pro League, there is no mistake allowed. Like you don't have any team that you can call a free win like we
No.
had last season.
There's no free wins in EU
There
Pro
is
League
no
anymore.
free win anymore.
No.
It's insane.
This is
So
gonna
I
get
think
like
Force game is going to be close, but I
yeah.
think in the end of the day, Force is going to win.
This is like a really abstract thought that has nothing to do with the bracket. But holy fuck has OGA impressed me with their like qualifier format, the production behind the format, the scheduling could use some fucking work, but other than that, I don't know, I've been impressed. The ability to have high quality VODs on every team for every game in the bracket, every game in the qualifier bracket being a best of 3. I don't know. I had no expectations heading into OGA because I thought it was going to be a dumpster fire. Just the way that OGA was ran last year, and because we had absolutely no information on it until the very last second. But I've been honestly pretty impressed with what I've seen from them in terms of. I've been pretty impressed with like their organization of everything. I don't know. It's interesting. It's nice to see like a qualifier like completely casted in comparison to like major quals. So like we have SI quals coming up. The first one's on Thursday.
And many people don't even know about it.
Yeah, right. And fucking there's not going to be any casts of it, or maybe there'll be like one game casted by a community caster at like 720 30 frames. Like be some shit quality on a Twitch channel. It's hard to find, right? Like this channel is okay, not the easiest to find in the fucking world, but I mean it's at least verified and has a bunch of viewers and usually has 2,000 to 5,000 viewers on it watching the game, so it's usually near the top of the directory when it's on. Like the visibility is there. The format is beautiful, honestly. Best of 3s all the way through a bracket and spread out over multiple days, and you have like breaks in between your games. Like fuck, man, I don't know, I'm just looking at how this went. Like even for our game, like we had pretty good intel on like where we were supposed to be, when we were supposed to be, who our observer was, like I don't know, playing on the inside of it and looking on it from the outside. I like this qualifier so far for OGA.
Like if we're giving OGA credit here,
yeah,
I'm also giving them only credit. I don't have any critique at all. I got the schedule in advance. I got the bracket early enough. I have time in between matches to prepare. Something that you're not going to have at the Invitational Close qualifier because this shit is going to be done in 3 days.
Yep.
But this tournament here is the best example of how good we could do stuff. And the communication with the tournament organizer itself is extremely easy. You have a question, you hop into Discord and you ask it. And then
Yeah.
when you're lucky, you just get an answer from the head of the entire OGA like company that answers you.
Must be
Like-
nice.
The company behind this OGA thing, or like OGA, the company, is good. Their production is good. They cast everything from a studio. What is a major plus for me? Their casters are good. Like I'm fine with them. I like the talent lineup. The only thing that they don't do is interviews, and I'm kind of fine with that. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, it's
The only thing that I
qualifiers.
have to critique is that the first match of the day is at 3 p.m.
That was the thing for us. We had a game at 4:30 on a Wednesday. Like we had
and
guys
it's
in
really
school
hard to
that
get warm-up spins for that.
yeah, and we had guys at school. We had a guy who had to change his work shift to go from like he had to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go to work for 6, just so he could come home in time to play the game. Right? Like we had scheduling issues like that. But it's an EU cast, right? And I know for Pro League and for USN, we just fucking suck it up and get up at fucking midnight and go to the studio at 1.
You shut the fuck up and don't stop talking.
But
Our game
I don't
against
experience that
BDS
anymore.
is at 4 p.m.
yeah,
4 p.m. is fine. Like I will most likely not find a warm-up scrim, but
Yeah.
I'm fine because I knew in advance that I'm not gonna have a warm-up scrim.
yeah, like just I don't know. I've been really impressed with all this. Fuck, man. Just with how much shit we've been dealing with like the whole ESL situation, like I don't know, man. OGA's, like you said, showing us how good we could have it. And I haven't heard.
So would you like to try and be coherent at 2 a.m. to start? Would you like that? You know, just go in there, try and coach, try and play at 2 a.m. at the start time.
Wait, what?
And so would you like it if like your shift or whatever you may call it for like playing or whatever would start at 2 a.m.?
Well, I worked in a bakery for 7 years before this.
So you know the pain because I used to work at a bakery as well. So you know
Dude,
what I'm talking about. That's our shifts for every single one except for like EU Pro League. That's all of our broadcasts from the Poland station is like at 2 a.m.
Yeah, but this the problem is the location of the studio. You could just have a studio in Sao Paulo, one
God, you're
in
smart.
fucking Riley, and one in
Oh,
Keto.
man.
And it's
God, you're intelligent as hell, Sua. Let me tell you. Never would have thought, dude. Gosh darn it.
I mean, obviously, it's cheaper to have everyone in Poland.
So do I just title this podcast "Fuck ESL" or?
No, I'm just saying.
Well,
I am so grateful for the opportunity. Like I really am. Like obviously, I would not be where I am.
At some
without
point,
this.
things need to
but-
change.
But at some point, my sleeping schedule being so ass that I literally have to force myself awake to go get groceries is a little ridiculous. That's all I'm saying.
You don't have Amazon Fresh in Poland.
Nope.
No. Like everything here closes at 8 p.m.
At 8, that's new. It was like 5 when I was there.
Yeah, so I legitimately had to tonight we would have been recording a little bit earlier, but I had to run and grab groceries before the grocery store closed because I'm here until Wednesday. So
I mean, to ESL's credit, I'm at least happy that we have an English coverage for all of the Pro League matches.
That is
yeah,
nice.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I just saw this whole format and got to participate in it for one game, and I'll get to that when we talk about the NA bracket. I don't know. I think there's a couple upsets in the EU bracket though. I think
No.
I think Penta getting beat by BDS was a little.
Well, I mean, look at Penta's schedule. Like they had to play French LAN. No, French LAN. No. First relegation, French LAN, followed by OGA pit, all within 3 or 4 days.
True. Yeah. I didn't
So
think about that. I didn't even know about the French LAN game they had to go play.
Mm-hmm.
It's
So
tough.
Penta is kind of excused, but the performance that they showed against BDS was not Penta's spots. But yeah, our game against BDS, I'm biased. Obviously, I want to win 2-0.
Yep. Well, I mean, you guys already beat them 2-0 once before.
They also beat us 2-0.
Exactly.
that was a thing.
This is the rubber match. When is this game? You know what? When is this game?
But without sounding arrogant here, at DreamHack we did jack shit for them.
That's
Nothing.
true.
Yeah,
But this time I did.
I mean, I casted it, so I'm well aware that you did jack shit.
Oh wow, wow. All right.
But this time you're doing our homework.
That's good. That's good. And then, yeah, on
I
the other
take my
side.
shots when I can get them, Flynn.
Yeah. Then on the other side, Secret and Fours. I think that'll also be that'll be a fun day. So that's on Thursday. I'll be in Japan by then. So I just.
Guess we're drinking and watching the game.
Weird flex, but okay.
What time? What time is that? It's at 1400 CET. Okay. So that's +2, +7. So it'll be 1 a.m. for us, Sam, when the first best of 3 starts. We're not watching it.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
All right.
never mind.
Well, yeah.
So heading over to the NA bracket for OGA, the final 4 are SSG, the Susquehanna Sonics, Luminosity, and Evil Geniuses. And we
Biggest
played.
surprise.
A little surprising.
Biggest surprise, Sonics made it to the quarterfinal.
Yeah, really.
You know my favorite point of this entire thing is, real quick. You know my favorite point of the entire NA bracket was
What?
when you guys played Evil Geniuses and you tweeted and said sorry for winning a map. My bad.
Oh yeah. So okay. So
I
got.
watched that. I watched it.
Watched that game?
What is going on? Yeah, I
Yeah.
was watching it. Like,
Okay.
I was watching. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, EG lost the map against the Castle. Like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah. So here's the backstory on that game. So we got relegated at a CL on Monday. So we needed all 6 points against Adventure Force to stay in CL for the next season. To stay in the top 4, because we lost our overall game against DG. We lost 7-2 on Villa and then won 7-4 on Coast. So we lost the aggregate for the head-to-head tiebreak. So we knew after their game, because they played before us, they played the 8-9 slot. We played the 10-11 slot. We were on Coast against Adventure Force, and as soon as they got the 6th round, we knew it was over. So we just kind of gave up at that point. We were like, we're getting relegated. There's no fixing it. Let's just fuck around and have fun and try and fix our CGGs. So for the second map of our last CL game against Adventure Force, we just kind of ran around and fucked off. And after that game, we all sat in Discord for an hour, just kind of in silence, looking at and just not even saying much, just depresso. Big old depresso mode. So I basically, everyone was talking about what they wanted to do for, next season and stuff, and SI quals, and being like, yeah, maybe some people want to take a break from the game for a while. Maybe some people want to take a break from competing as a whole. So that's why I said Shrug is still a team for now. So after that, we then Tuesday morning wake up and go, wait, shit, we have a game on Wednesday against EG, don't we? So we contacted the admins because we had already got the work schedule changes, and the guy said he was going to skip his class. So we're like, fuck it, we put in this much work for the game, we might as well play it. We were playing COD, 3 of us were, before the game started, and we were having so much fun on yeah, we were having so much fun on COD that we were like, do we really still want to play this game against EG and get even more depresso mode? So we're like, yeah, fuck it. We still, we put in all this work. We changed schedules and stuff, and Cloud's tired because he had to go to work early and stuff. Let's just get through this. Let's get 2-0'd real fucking quick and get back on COD and just keep having fun and stop being depressed little bitches. So we go through the map bans, and we're not even paying attention through the map bans. We have never played Clubhouse before as a team since the qualifiers. We don't scrim it. We don't play it. We suck at Clubhouse. It's the worst fucking map in our pool. We don't touch it with a 10-foot pole. First map's Club. And we're all just looking at each other like, who the fuck was doing the bans? And the guy who did the bans piped up and he's like, oh, yeah, I did that, sorry. And we're like, okay, cool, we're playing Club. That's an easy L. First map, we're good. No sweat. No fucking sweat. We hit the half at 3-3, and we're like, yeah, we just lost 3 defensive rounds on Club. It's fucking over. And then we started winning attacking rounds, and we were like, what the actual fuck is happening?
That was I had the same thought. I turned on when it was 2-3, then the side change happened, and was like, okay, it's 3-3. EG's gonna run over them on defense.
Yep.
And then they're like, well, wait a minute, that's illegal.
Yep.
What's going on?
Yep. So we start winning rounds on attack, and we're like, what the fuck is happening? So it's on the last round. It's 6-5 us. We've already guaranteed OT. And I, somehow by the grace of God, got a plan off on server wall. And I guess they didn't have, I thought they had intel on me on the wall. But they didn't, apparently, because they whiffed a nitro. They missed 2 smokes on me. And I got the plant down in 1 shot. I didn't have to bait for anything. I got it down first try. So I'm holding post plant outside on balcony, outside a server, and it was like a 2v3, and then I think Cloud was with me and he got 1. So it was down to the 2v2, and I literally told them, I was like, guys, do I jump off the roof and kill myself so we can get this over with and not win map 1? And they're like, no, win map 1, win map 1, we want to win this now. So we're like, okay, fuck it, I don't know, I'll just hold the wall. Both of them walk into me, I get both the kills, and we win the first fucking map, and we're like, did we just prolong our suffering? So I literally went back to that tweet that it was like, we're going to get slammed by EG and go back to COD, and I'm like, update, we literally prolonged our suffering. This is not going to end well. So map 2, Consulate, our best map. We're like, fuck yeah, dude, Consulate's our best map. We're taking this 2-0, we're beating EG, we're going to beat Obey, we're going to get revenge on them. We're going to fucking Croatia, boys. We got dick raped. We got dick raped on Consulate. It was not close. It was not even fun. That was unconsensual sexual penetration.
You know what you did, right? You poked the beast at his mo, nigga. That's what you did.
We literally did.
Took him to Consulate. Then you took him to Consulate. That man lives in Consulate, bro.
Bro, it's our best map. I thought we were chilling. So then,
you know, even though it's your best map, there are always teams that are better.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, we played on our worst map and we beat fucking EG on it. So at that point, we didn't know what the fuck was happening.
We just
I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Just look back at Pro League. Like people said, "Oh, Empire is the best team on Consulate." What happened when G2 played them on Consulate? We fucking raped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking
Well, you know.
So anyway, we get
Consulate's
done.
random, dude.
We get done.
Oh.
Shut the fuck
Oh,
up.
sorry.
We
I'm
get
sorry.
done getting fucking like reverse grapefruited in our dick holes on Consulate. Like it just was not fun. Like we were all super depressed at that point. And Chase literally says halfway through Consulate, "Yeah, I don't want to play anymore." He's just done. We're like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? You're done. We have another map, dude. It's a best of 3, you fucking idiot. It's not CL anymore where we get relegated out of that. We have to lose another map. And he's like, nah, I'm not playing it. We're like, okay. Anyone have Nugs' phone number? Because he's the only other person on our roster. So we call Nugs, and he just got home from school, and we're like, Nugs, we need you to come get slapped by EG real quick. Please, please, please come get slapped by EG. And he's like, I don't want to. And we're like, Nugs, you fucking have to, because either that or we're playing at 4v5. So so Nugs comes, and he fills in, and Chase just leaves. He's like, all right, I'm out. I'm like, okay, cool. Even more problems. We're going to get slapped 7-0 now. Nice and easy. Don't have to worry. And then fucking, we were in the op bands for Coast, and we were just sitting there like, do we really want to like actually like take this seriously, or do we just want to fuck around? We were like, well, we banned Smoke on Consulate. I think we can do better with our op bands. So we banned Ash and Jaeger. We were like,
Oh my God.
fuck it. Fuck Ash, fuck Jaeger, fuck you Mo, fuck you Nate. We're winning this with other guns. So we start an attack. And we're like, guys, Jaeger's banned. What if we took 10 nades?
Oh my God.
So we take 10 nades the first round. And we win the first round because Mex clutched the fuck up. He got a 3K on Glaz. With nades, by the way.
Wait,
No
what?
smokes. He 1v2'd and got a 3K on Glaz.
I'm so frustrated with you, Phil.
So we won round 1 and we were like, wait, guys, what if we did it again? So we ran 10 nades for like the next 2 rounds, and then I was like, guys, I suck on Dokkaebi. I want to play a gun. And they were like, all right, take IQ. I'm like, you just fucking turned me on in sexual ways that no one's ever turned me on before. So I take IQ. We lose the next round. I'm like, guys, I'm not as turned on as I was. What if we started playing legit? So we're down 3-1. We win the next 2 rounds playing more legit. It's 3-3 at the half. We're 4 rounds away from beating EG in a best of 3 because it's fucking opposite day, I guess. Fucking trade defenses back and forth and fucking gets to overtime and shit. And I could have... oh, no. This was the round everyone talked about. 6-5 us. We're defending Hookah. And right as prep phase ended, Nugs disconnected. Like, his internet at his apartment at school, like, just crapped out. His internet DC'd, and he DC'd from the game. And we all literally just stopped moving for a second, looked around at each other, and were like, do we really want to ask for a rehost? And everyone was like, nah, I don't really want to ask for a rehost and do the whole lobby over again. We're like, all right, fuck it. We play at 4v5. Because we were well within our rights to call for one. It was in the first 30 seconds, no damage, none of that bullshit. And we knew it. Like, everyone was tweeting us after and fucking commenting on Reddit and stuff, being like, I guess they didn't know. It's like, no, we knew. We're just actually that lazy. You underestimate how fucking much we did not want to play this game. So we're like, yeah, fuck it. We'll just play it 4v5. We almost won. It came down to a 1v1 at the end of the round, and we lost the round. So it goes into overtime. We trade rounds back and forth. It goes 8-7 on fucking Coast, but we lost. So yeah, after the game, I was like, I'm really fucking unhappy that we won the first map because we just extended that and gave ourselves false hope for no fucking reason. That's the story on the game. Yes, we knew we could have rehosted and we didn't care. Yes, we had a player sub in for the third map. Didn't really matter. Yes, we banned Jaeger and brought 10 nades. And no, we really didn't want to play the fucking game, but we did anyway. And turns out if you just play like an asshole against EG, it works? I don't know. I don't know, bro. I don't fucking know. But that was that game, and that was fun.
Oh, Lord. You stress me out.
I was stressed out, bro. Getting my ass railed by EG.
Why are you my friend?
Thank you for your TED Talk.
Yeah, thanks for coming to my TED Talk on how to get slammed by EG. And then they beat Obey, and now they're in the best or the final four here for OGA. They play LG.
You're a fuck ass, Flynn.
I try. They play LG.
I mean,
and
I'm
Sonics
being an asshole here. I want Sonics to go to Croatia. And I would like to see Luminosity in Croatia as well because it's like easier matchups for us.
Yep. All right, so Sua is cheering for the Sonics and LG. I'm going to realistically take SSG and LG. I don't know. I feel like if we almost beat EG, there's something wrong there. So
I'm gonna take SSG and EG.
There you go. You're being smart. I'm being a dumbass. Sua's cheering for free wins.
System. Yep.
That's how it works.
What do you mean, like Slebin?
That sounds like coach/analyst/ G2 savant.
What do you mean, like Slebin's a superpower player? Yeah. I'm gonna fucking record this and post it on Twitter when I am right and Sonic's winning against SSG.
Go for it.
Do it. I could give a fuck less.
2 million IQ.
Dude, I said NA wasn't going to win a map in Japan. Like, I've said some dumbass shit on this
That's
podcast.
really dumb.
Yeah, I know it's really dumb.
Welcome to the podcast. We say dumb shit.
That's literally all I do is I just say dumb hot takes on
I
the
also
show.
said stuff I shouldn't have said, but I don't give a fuck.
Basically.
Oh no, my favorite part about this podcast is Flynn will say some dumbass shit. I'm like, you realize that's dumb, right? And then half of the actual Pro League subreddit will be like, Flynn said this. What do you guys think about it? I'm like, you guys realize he's just being a fuck ass, right? Like,
Yeah.
what? Like,
Not a lot of what I say on the podcast in terms of predictions or anything is true, by the way. Like,
Yeah.
I just say hot takes to be able to be like, hey, I made a hot take and it was right.
look, you might say some hot takes, but you'll never out hot take our good friend Chris.
It's true. It's true.
You'll never out hot take.
But look what happened. He said Rogue was going to be in 7th and got it right. Look at him. He's being praised as a fucking prophet now. If I got the prophecy with G2 and NA doesn't win a map on Japan, I look like the smartest fucker in Siege.
A broken clock is right twice a day.
Exactly, and that's all I'm trying to do.
So many predictions, dude.
That's all I'm trying to do is just be right twice a day. I could be wrong a million times, but if I make some dumbass fucking hot take and it's right one time, bro, you're never going to hear the end of it.
Or you're gonna sip the cloud the entire day.
Oh, yeah, dude, I'm going to be all over Twitter. I'm going to be all over Reddit. Are you kidding me? I'm going to be in fucking rank games talking about it in all chat.
Let's talk about LATAM.
Absolutely. So LATAM's going on right now, by the way, the qualifier. So one of these two teams will make it to LAN, Liquid and Ints. It's currently 4-4 on Cafe on map 3 between Liquid and Ints. Ints won map number 1. Liquid just won Coast. It was a very narrow game on Coast, and it's obviously a very narrow game on Cafe right now. We have it open on all of our second monitors right now.
Yep.
Nope, I don't.
Oh, you
but
should.
Liquid's gonna win.
You should.
Yeah, you really should. This cafe game's actually crazy as
It's
fuck.
fucking nuts. And that's just one
I don't
nutty
want
1v2.
to. I don't want to watch
No?
Liquid on Cafe because they 7-0'd me.
True.
Mm.
Very
Well.
true. And then on the other side, it's MIBR, surprisingly, against Black Dragons? I mean, Black Dragons had a much easier run, but, like, MIBR took down Team
MIBR?
1 2-0.
I mean, they played against Supernova, Guardians, Imperium, never heard of them. And MIBR had Team 1 and LFO, so.
Yep.
Wasn't Supernova in Spain, Flynn?
Supernova? No, that was a Canadian Nationals team.
Isn't that the gun
Oh.
from Hibana?
That's yeah.
Oh yeah, that is also a shotgun for
a shotgun.
Hibana and Echo.
Yeah.
Well,
As
I'm saying-
as well as Amaru.
Liquid and MIBR are gonna go to Croatia.
That's what I would echo.
That's what I mean, MIBR makes the most sense given the roster.
No, you don't follow the script. You need to say the opposite for your hot take.
Oh, true. Black Dragons Ince. Ince is going to win Cafe right here, right now. You know what? We're going to keep the Q&A going long enough just so I can call it. Ince is winning this game against Liquid, and Black Dragons is upsetting MIBR. That's my hot take for the day. Thank you, Sua.
Nazca's the best player to ever live inside of LATAM. I could care less.
So who else got fucked here?
That's it, actually. That's
Yeah,
all our OG
there's no
bets.
real, like, upsets or anything elsewhere. I mean,
Well,
What?
calm down.
Team
son.
Ron got the stick sideways from MIBR.
Yeah.
I watched that game.
I haven't watched. I want to actually go back and watch that game now. I have a lot of games from these quals to actually go back and watch.
Yeah, on a side note, what is going on? What the
Sam,
fuck is going
they
on?
can't see the game, so you freaking out about
I
the
know.
game doesn't matter. Just watch the
No,
game
but-
silently and continue to
I'm sorry.
talk.
Just cut it in later. Like this is the magic of video editing, guys.
No, it's just like the-
You're gonna make me
this is-
fucking
this
make a
is-
whole video for this? God damn it!
No, this is fucking crazy. Yeah, you need to turn this shit on, so 100%. Oh,
No, I watched your last podcast, made with podcastmaker.com.
Yep.
podcast maker.
It just auto uploads from the hosting website. It just auto uploads that like screenshot with the audio underneath it to YouTube, and I'm like, okay, why not?
I take it.
Fuck it, whatever. Oh, Boris nasty. Ince won the round. I'm fucking so smart. I'm so smart. I'm so smart. So anyway, that's the OGA pitch shit. Let's get into Q&A.
Yep.
Q&A.
We're gonna get through some stuff on the background of Sua first, and then we'll jump in there.
Oh, we
Yeah,
have
'cause
background
I
on
did this
Sua?
whole list. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
So,
okay.
we Wikipedia Sua, guys. Wow, crazy. Not public knowledge. Crazy stuff. You ready?
Wait, I have a Wikipedia page.
You do?
Yeah, you do.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Your competitive history is from all the way back to 2016 is what they have. It was actually
And half of it is missing.
October 11th when you played for Penta Academy.
Nice.
Yeah, and then you played for Sprout, but they don't know when you stopped playing for Sprout. It says you got over to the roster in I believe that would be September. Yeah, September 10th of 2017 is when you started playing for Sprout, but they don't know when you left.
I don't even know.
You don't even know when you left Sprout. And then in 2018, which would be March 19th, you started coaching for ENCE, and then you left almost an entire year later on the 1st of January, on the 16th of January in 2019. And then you started coaching and being an analyst for G2 February 6th of this year. So the main question that I have for you is what made you want to go through the transition from player to coach?
Well, to be completely honest here, like Uno is a long-time friend of me, and Uno was playing in ENCE when they relegated, and I just started studying at that time, so I knew that I'm not gonna have enough time to be a player, and I kind of also reached my cap as a player. Like I was good. I would still consider myself a good player, but I'm not good enough for Pro League, hands down. So I decided to step down as a player to help my friend Uno to make it back to Pro League. That was my main intention joining ENCE.
It's a better
It
love
took-
story than Twilight.
Well, it took some trialing, and I had to convince some people that I'm good enough to be their coach/analyst.
Mhm.
And yeah, then I joined ENCE as basically like a free agent. Like I was never really under contract for ENCE, but they got me into they flew me out into DreamHack. I had a good time with ENCE. The communication with the org was always nice. I enjoyed my time in ENCE. I don't regret it. And it was in January where I decided I see that I'm good enough with this. I want to make it full time. I want to make this my job. And I had a long conversation with Wilkie about it, and Wilkie actually told me, if you want to make this full time, you have to leave. Even though we just made it back to Pro League. But Wilkie told me as a friend, like, if you want to make this full time, you need to leave. So I decided to step down from the roster after the first Pro League match. And I tried with some teams from NA, some from Europe. And then all of a sudden, Shaz like, yo, we wanna join? I'm like, yo, I wanna join. And so I joined G2, and 2 weeks later, after my official announcement, we won Invitational. End of story.
Yeah, I mean, apparently went somewhere, right? You joined at the right, right opportunity, or excuse me, right time. But yeah. So for you, inside of coaching, Sua, what is the most rewarding thing? And what is the most difficult thing about coaching and also being an analyst for you
The most
personally?
rewarding thing is when you tell your player that your opponent is gonna come here around this time, prone and wait for him, and it actually happens. That's so rewarding. Like, it happened the first time it happened when we played against Penta Sports, and I told Jonas, Blaz was a former player of mine, is gonna come from White Stairs to Master Bedroom around the 130 mark, just prone and armory and wait for him. And it exactly happened like that. 130, Blaz goes up White Stairs. I see it from the spectator. I'm like, fuck yes. I read you like a fucking book. This is the most rewarding thing as a coach. And the most difficult thing is sometimes your players think they know better, but they don't. But for them, like, I'm not a player in their regard. Like, I'm
Mhm.
not a professional player. They see stuff that I don't see in game because I have more time to look at it.
Mhm.
So when I have to play, it's really difficult for me to make those split-second decisions because as a coach, as a analyst, like, the lines between coach and analyst don't exist anymore. Like, this is like an old model. Coach and analyst is basically the same nowadays. But you have like the overview. You see all 5 point of views, and you have time to think about every decision that was done in game. But being in game yourself, and you have to do this decision in a split second, this is really difficult. And it's really difficult to understand for the player that I have the time and overview to see it, what they couldn't see.
Mhm.
So sometimes you have like arguments, but on a productive level about
I
those
got
things.
you. So it's more like, yeah, just growing pains or trying to get something figured out. And there's two, points that you need to argue in order to get over that hump of going, okay, this is how we're going to handle the situation in the future.
Exactly.
I gotcha. So for you personally, how did you get into Siege? Was it a friend? Did you already like the series? Were you into Tom Clancy games? Did you like FPSs? Is this your first FPS? Walk us through your story inside of Siege and how, you propelled yourself into the competitive environment.
The way I got into Siege was, let's say, not controversial. Controversial is the wrong word. It was not like your normal player goes into Siege. So a friend of mine who was living in my hometown got access somehow to the Rainbow Six Siege alpha test, and I played
Mhm.
it at his account at his home. And then I started playing the first closed beta on my personal account, and I met a streamer like 5 years ago, and he was playing it as well. And after the beta, I was like, "Yeah, this game is okay, but I'm gonna stick to CS." Like, I got my first contract in CS. Like, I'm making money off Counter-Strike. I'm not gonna leave Counter-Strike now. And then this streamer guy that I know sent me a message on WhatsApp, me like, "Yo, I'm gonna start my stream in 2 hours. Download the game and play with me." I'm like, "I don't have the game." And he's like, "Stop lying. Open your Steam." So he sent me Siege as a gift in Steam.
Mm.
And then I got addicted to the game and stopped playing CS. That's the story. Nothing special. I got the game from a friend
Very
because
nice.
he wanted me
Very
to
nice.
play with him. And now this is my job.
Well, no, very nice, my man. That's I think a lot of people fall in that same line where they're like, it's a fun game, but I don't really know. And then all of a sudden you're addicted to the game, you can't put it down, and now you work in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a really
Hey,
crazy transition.
That's
to take
like
about
both
that,
of our
but
stories
yeah,
that we've
yeah,
told on the podcast many times and don't need to reiterate.
Yeah, exactly. We're not going to. So, we're actually a little new to this. We usually, when we have guests on, we really don't interview them and do any background on them. But I told Flynn I wanted to start doing this is because we want to make a platform for people to get to know people better. I feel that inside of Siege, that people don't know who they're actually rooting for. Again, they like a player's play style and stuff like that, but they don't truly know the person behind the mask of what's going on with teams and everything else and what their personality is like and everything. So that's why we started this. So with that being said, I delved through your Twitter, Sua. I found a search engine where you can delve through, tweets and everything else from a very long time ago. And this is all the way back when you just used to just tweet in German, and that was it. You never really tweeted in English. You only really tweeted in English when you went live on your live streams, and that was about it. So the first tweet that we have is actually all the way back in 2016, November 19th to be exact. And it's when you got your first 1,000 followers on Twitch. So how quickly did things transition for you from that point in time, going into the future?
I don't even know about this tweet anymore. Holy shit.
Yeah, no, it's a very old tweet, but like from that point in time where you were just streaming and like you just wanted to stream and like play Siege, how long was it until you were looking at things with a more competitive eye and you really wanted to start, being a professional player instead?
I mean, I can tell you, like, me as a person, I'm really competitive. I come from traditional sports. I played, I don't know if handball is a word that you use in English.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
basically
yeah, it's
like soccer,
handball.
but yeah, okay, it's handball.
Mhm.
Like, I used to play kind of professional in this sport, but then I had a knee injury, the classic
Mhm.
story,
Yup.
and
Same
this
here.
got me into video games. I played World of Warcraft, I played Rift, and I was always in the best skills in the world, and this is what always drives me. Like, when I play a game, I want to be the best. Period. Like, if I start a game tomorrow, I still have this drive in me that I want to be the best that I could in this game.
Mhm.
It was the same in Counter-Strike. I got into Counter-Strike from my ex-girlfriend that was a, like, quote on, quote off professional female player in CS.
Mhm.
She got me into Counter-Strike, and I got so good so fast that I was better than her, and then I got into my first teams, and I got introduced into this entire competitive scene. Like, how does professional esport work? That was back in 2014/15.
It's almost
Like,
been
it's
6 years.
yeah, it's a long time ago,
Does it
and
feel like you blinked and all of a sudden you're here?
yeah, actually, yes. Like, after that, it kind of feels like yesterday that I had my first official game for fucking mixed team against Euronics Gaming for a qualifier for the German championship in Counter-Strike. Like, it feels like yesterday. I can still remember the game. And this is like 6 years. More than almost 6 years in the past. It's insane. Um, but going back to those, like, 1,000 followers, like, it was a big milestone. Like, for every streamer, it's a big milestone when you go
Mhm.
4 digits for the first time. And I have to admit, like, I get a lot of messages from people that they want me to stream more, but I don't really know when, like, time-wise. And I don't know how the fuck I have, like, over 100 subscribers because I don't stream. Thank you for giving me your money, I guess. But I promised, couple of weeks ago that I want to become better, like, engaging more with the German community. Like, I had no contact to the German community at all in the last 2 years. But I
Yeah,
kinda wanna
you
go
always
back
gotta
to my
stay
roots.
exactly. You always gotta stay with the roots, you know?
Yeah, like
It'd be like me, like, all of a sudden just only casting Europe and then being like, "Ah, yeah, I haven't talked to North America for like 2 years." You know what I mean? That'd be a very weird thing. But,
yeah.
yeah, man, it's always good to be able to, keep those connections and, especially with streaming, man, it's always I'm kinda in the same boat right now because in Poland, it's very, very difficult for me to stream. So, I don't have my proper mic set up. My PC isn't as good as my PC is at home, and I can't get the proper frames needed and everything else. It's just a very, very difficult thing. So I completely understand the boat you're in with, streaming and everything else, and just even making the time is a very difficult thing sometimes. But the next tweet that I have for you, Sua, is from the same year, 2016, but this time it is going to be from September, or excuse me, it's actually going to be from August 20th all the way
I was
back
at
then.
Gamescom.
Yeah. It's and it says props going out to Blue Penguin, which was obviously Pengu's old Twitter, and his team. Great season. Next time you will break the tie curse. Keep your head up, boys. Did you think that going into the future that you would possibly be working with Pengu?
I mean, I'm kinda working with Pango since year 1. Like, I played in the second Penta lineup. Like, it was not an official academy thing in the beginning. It
Mhm.
was, like, more like a second lineup, but it became an academy team. And we played against each other a couple of times. Like, I was playing Pengu's position in our academy team. Like, the funny thing is, we had, like, this Penta team. and everyone had his role in the Penta team. It was Sai, Toby, Fabian, Pengu, and Jonas after Crip left. And we had the same structure in the academy team. I was playing Pengu's position, Morxas was playing Fabian's position, and Jonas was covered by the Squeak guy. What was his name? Oh, I forgot his name. Savy. And then we had Bube, that was kinda like a in-betweeny that like, we had basically the team twice. Like, if someone gets sick from the Penta main team, just take an academy player from the same position, and he can play the same shit in Pro League. So it's like me and Pengu have a long history. Same with Shaz. Shaz used to be my coach. Like, can you imagine that? And now he's my boss. It's been a long run. Like, it's
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. All right, I got one more tweet for you, and that's it. So this one, I think you're really, really gonna like this one. Flynn, I think you're gonna like this one as well.
Oh, no.
So 2016. This one's way back though. This is April 5th of 2016. This is right before Dustline came out. And Sua tweeted, "New anti-random headshot operator is coming. Hashtag no more random 120s." Obviously talking about Blackbeard. So do you think that your opinion now stands with the same thing that you tweeted back then, that you're so happy that people can't randomly 120 you and shoot you in the head?
Dude, like, I was the most disgusting Blackbeard main in Europe. I knew all of those fucked up angles in Oil Pit and Clubhouse. I have old montages where I shit on people that play on the top level now with Blackbeard. And people knew that when they play against our team, I'm gonna play Blackbeard, I'm gonna fucking head glitch the shit out of them so they don't pick me anymore. It was fun. Like, I really enjoyed Blackbeard when he came out, and I still from time to time enjoy Blackbeard in ranked. Like, when I play against a cheater, I go back to my strongest operator, what is Blackbeard. What makes me survive this headshot that the cheater's gonna give me, and then I'm gonna shit on this kid. I'm like, yo, nice cheat, boy. Yeah, like, Blackbeard was a good time, but like, I don't regret it at all. The only thing that I regret is that playing Blackbeard as your main operator when he was so strong makes you really bad. Like Pengu
God
said
damn, was he busted. Like, I was playing competitive at the time as well, and we had a teammate on my team. This is back when I played Xbox. I know I'm disgusting, I'm a console kid. But I had a friend named Raikou who played with me, and this guy was a disgusting Blackbeard main. Like, he was really, really good at Blackbeard. And I remember when he got nerfed, we were like, all right, boys, we got to change up our game plan because Raikou's not going to be nearly as good as he was.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Like, it was the same for me, like 7-8 kills in attack and 0 in defense.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I was like,
what are you gonna say?
when Blackbeard got like kind of like announced, or like the presentation for Blackbeard and Valkyrie happened, that is the time when the street was released for me. He seemed already overpowered in the video.
Yeah.
And
800 health on a shield, man. Oh my god.
People never knew that it was 800 HP when the operator got released, but you could spray an entire MP5 magazine into the shield. Nothing happened. It was disgusting.
It was
And I never planned on playing this operator as a main. Like, I was playing Sledge, Thermite, and Rook on defense. And then we had a Blackbeard player that quit the team. And then it was like, yo, we need a new Blackbeard player. I'm like, oh, yeah, whatever, I take it for the team.
And all of a sudden, you're a filthy Blackbeard man.
Yeah, all of a sudden, you're a filthy Blackbeard man. And there were no operator bans back in the day, so what you gonna do when I come for you? Really nice. I really appreciate that you found this stuff.
So last question, then we'll get into the Q&A and what people want to know about you and want to know about in general. So last question, I feel like this is just one that, you know, can just help out people really figure out how people play the game and stuff at a higher level. What is your most played offender and defender of all time?
Thermite and Bandit.
Thermite and Bandit. How many hours do you have on each? If you could
I
just
don't
like
know.
give it a rough guesstimation.
I would say like 70 hours on Thermite, maybe.
Only 70, really?
Yeah, like, yeah, I mean, we all know that the tracking on R6 tab is kind of bugged.
Yeah, that's true.
So
I had to do math across 10 accounts recently in order to figure out what my time was on operators. I found it a really gross stat that I'm not very proud of.
you're an Ash Jäger, man.
I have 1,000 hours on Ash.
I mean, that's fine. Like, honestly, when people ask me, how do I get better in ranked? The best answer you can give is that play Ashe and Jäger and shoot the enemy in the face because there's literally no strategy in ranked.
Nope. Nope. Yeah, actually yesterday I bumped into Shaiko in ranked. I was playing with Kix, and he was on our team, and I wasn't having the best game, but I was just like droning, like legitimately, like from start to finish. Like he never said a word, but like Kix like, that's Shaiko. I was like, all right, cool. So the entire time I was like, well, just gonna feed Shaiko information to get some free low. This guy dropped 24 kills on Clubhouse in a ranked game. I was like, Jesus Christ, dude, it's fucking crazy. Just. It's insane the amount of skill you can have in this game just from an aiming perspective. But that's really cool, man. All right, so let's jump into some Q&A. Let's get down to the nitty gritty here.
How do you prepare for a game? I know the questions. Like it's always the same. How do you prepare for a game?
Yeah, that's trust me, we're really used to it as well over here. We just get the same questions over and over and over again. All right, so I'm just gonna have to skate through these real quick because obviously they were asked quite a few days ago. We'll have to see if any of them are still relevant.
You find any that are relevant?
Yeah, I can actually. So Superminun asked, what do you see all the major APAC teams doing after such a disappointing loss by all of them? C9, Fnatic, and Nora. I think people underestimated Ramu, Nora's IGL, leaving.
I mean, for me personally, the downfall of Norengo started with the Invitational, after the Invitational, when Walker left. Ramu leaving, I didn't really follow that closely. I have no idea who's the IGL in the team. I don't know much about Norengo, honestly, because I prepare for them when I have to play against them, but it's not like that I watch every Pro League from every region, like top to bottom, like, yeah, nice, now it's gonna Japan Pro League, and then in 6 hours I wake up to watch Brazil. Fuck yes, boys.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like that. Like,
Yeah.
when I see the Pro League channel online, I watch it, but I don't follow it like that closely that I could determine like this is the IGL, this is the support player, this is the entry fragger. I can't tell. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in the same boat with you. I feel like Norengo obviously hasn't been the same since they had Waka. Waka was a huge, huge loss to them, and they've never really been the same team identity-wise since. Obviously, they've still been a pretty good team. They just haven't had nearly the same success that they had and would have had if Waka stayed with the team.
You never know.
You never know, man. You never know.
But I think that Walker was the pillar of the team, the spine, the guy that made the impossible possible.
Yeah, I mean his mechanical skill is crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think there's two possible outcomes for Noro that we've seen already in other regions. I think it's either a Fnatic situation where just old pieces of the team leave and go build a team that could be better, wildcard, or you get maybe a G2 situation where maybe another team's coming up in their own region in Japan and they start shelling out some cash to start poaching some players and go, yeah, you're pretty good. I'm sick of playing against you. What if you came here and
well, you know
gave
that's
us
not
money?
possible because poaching is illegal in Pro League.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You need to reach out to your organization first. But if the players don't have an organization, there's no one you can reach out to.
Exactly. Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like, no one in APAC outside of like the big four, I guess, big three. I don't know.
I mean,
like,
Fnatic,
Wildcard has
Cloud9,
contracts.
Wildcard, and Airwolf.
Yeah. Yeah.
Airwolf is sponsored by Red Bull. I had no idea about that.
I did not know that either. That's crazy.
Cyclops is a really big organization in the fighting game community.
Yeah, we heard about that in Raleigh. Yeah.
Yeah, no, they have a huge amount of like Tekken players. I follow Tekken pretty closely. So.
The funny thing is that everyone predicted, like Cloud9, now they have an organization, they don't need to work at McDonald's anymore, now they're gonna be full-time, they're gonna be so good, like you will see their potential, blah blah blah. Nothing of that happened.
Yeah.
Like since they joined Cloud9, they consistently disappointed.
Well, they've gotten worse.
Yeah.
They made it to the Six Invitational. They haven't made it to an event since.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of one of the weird. I hope they get an invite to OGA because they said they're doing quals for the major 3 regions and then they're just inviting people.
Well, we both know that Fnatic and Cloud9 gonna get the invite.
I mean, that would make the most sense. Two biggest orgs.
Yeah. Yep.
Maybe Norangu, but
Maybe if they base it off performance and not off of orgs, yeah, maybe. But then even then, I'd probably go Aerowolf off performance instead of Nora
Airwolf is qualified.
for OGA.
No, they qualified for the Invitational.
Oh, true, they already made it. Yeah, never mind. I'm a dumbass. I forgot about that. God, that's insane. They're going to be at SI too. It means Wildcard's
top-
going to be at SI.
Like the
Oh
the
shit, I
top
didn't think
8
about that.
teams- the top 8 teams from Invitational are not qualified yet. The
Yeah.
only team that's qualified from that is Empire, if I recall correctly.
The Invitational?
Mhm.
It'll be Empire, TSM, whoever wins OGA, the 8 teams in Japan, and then online quals.
No, I just say that if you look at the last Invitational, the top 8 teams from the last
from the
Invitational,
last Invitational.
the only team that is qualified is Reciprocity and Empire.
Yeah.
Liquid is not qualified yet. We are obviously not qualified. It's
Who else was
yikes.
there? EG, no.
SSG is not qualified yet.
No.
EG lost to Reciprocity, so they were top 8. They're not
Yep.
qualified yet.
Trying to remember who the other
Norangu is
quarterfinal
not
was.
qualified. Fnatic is not qualified. They
Nora,
played
yeah.
against each other.
Yeah, it was Nora, Fnatic. Who
EG
also haven't qualified.
Reciprocity,
Fnatic haven't.
G2, SSG, and the fourth one was Empire versus
Liquid for the first quarter.
Yeah. So from those 8 teams, only 2 teams are qualified yet.
Damn. Could be a completely new SI. Well, to be
Yeah.
fair, I mean, SI 18 to SI 19 was a pretty big shakeup as well.
Well, I'm not gonna give the hammer away. I can tell you
No?
that.
Now that you got your
No
name
way.
on it?
No way, I'm not gonna give it away.
I really like that, by the way. I talked about it in the last episode or the episode before when the video dropped for the ticket sales. That is so fucking cool that they put the names of all the champions on the hammer this time. That's
Yeah.
a nice little fucking touch. Like, props to Yubi for that. That's silky.
I mean, I wanna give more props to Yubi. The trophy that I got is personalized. My name is on the trophy.
Yeah, we saw. Yeah, you guys got all those
Those-
mailed out to you
And the
guys, yeah.
jackets. Like we got like world champion bomber jackets.
Yep. That's super dope too.
It's
Must
super
be
dope.
fucking nice, dude. I've been working in this job for almost a year and I don't have a single thing with my actual name on it.
True. They did personalized names for everyone at Paris, and then Sam and I both got in right after Paris, and
Wait
they
a minute,
stopped.
you got a G2 jersey from us.
We did
Yeah,
get
I did.
jerseys from you. Yeah, not with our names on them.
Yeah, I have one with your name on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
I
got.
think Parker and Kick got one with their name.
Oh, probably, yeah. Yeah, we get shit with other people's names on it. From other people who don't have anything to do with people who pay us. It's fun. It's really fun.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, moving on. We need another question.
Yep, next question is from Salary6251. If you had to rank the 6 new operators released so far this year from worst to best, how would you rank them? Flynn, I'm going to throw it to you first since you talked last time.
I need to look up which were the last 6 operators.
I can tell you it's going to be the Aussies, then it's going
Yeah.
to be Warden and Nook, and then it's going to be
Yeah.
Amaru as well as Goyo.
Mozzie, Gridlock,
Amaru, Goyo, and
Nook.
then Knock and Warden.
Warden,
I already know my rankings.
Amaru, and Goyo. So if I need to rank those operators, my number 1 operator is Mozzie
There
Yeah,
you go.
definitely.
with a lot of like leading space. Mozzie is
Yeah.
by far one of the best operators released this year.
Well, he's one of the best operators in the game now. Like,
Yeah.
dude has everything.
Following Mozzie, I would say Goyo.
Liquid's
So,
going to
Mozzie-
OGA, boys.
Goyo.
Yep. I was
Um,
wrong. My hot
Gridlock.
take missed.
All right, so you're
Gridlock.
going Mozzie into Goyo?
Yeah, I'm just writing it down and then I'm gonna read
Okay.
it.
Mozzie into
Gridlock.
Goyo.
I think I would do those 3 in that exact order, and then
No,
just
I'm-
leave the last 3 as
Warden.
garbage.
We're
Amaru.
all in the same fucking boat, aren't we?
So my order is Mozzie, Goyo, Gridlock, Nook, Warden, and Amaru.
Okay, yeah, we're all in the same boat. Cool. All right, that's my
Yeah.
list.
Like, it's already been shown you can make a play or 2 on Nuck. Warden is just bad. Just
so niche. So
just
niche.
so bad. Like, people are talking like, oh, you could play him on server stairs. And I'm like, who the fuck is using flashbangs to clear out blue stairs
I'm gonna drop a
if you're
don't
not
at me
burning
here.
ADS?
Warden would have been insane as an operator 1 year ago.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yin Glass meta?
Yeah,
Oh, my
Yin
God. He
Glass
would have
meta,
broken
yeah.
the game. Are you kidding me?
This operator, like they said it in one of the interviews, like we worked 1 year on Warden. Yes, you
You're
did.
late.
And you completely missed the timing to pull him out in the game. Like, if
Yep.
Warden would have been here last year, damn. Like, the entire game would have changed immediately. But now, no one is playing Smoke, Glass, Ying anymore.
Nope.
Warden is garbage. But he has some niche positions where he's really good, like basement stairs on bank or server stairs. He is really good playing Hookah in Coastline. Like, there's some niche, like really niche stuff where you can play him, and maybe at some point the smoke execute meta will come back, but I doubt that because we have so many stuff now to see through smokes as defenders. Like,
Yeah, I
the
think
cams,
honestly, making him a 2/2 made him worse as well. If you're gonna like position him as an anchor with his utility to sit in one spot and absorb shit, give him the extra fucking fat to absorb a couple extra shots or absorb a little bit more of a nade from closer range. Like,
well, the thing I would switch on Warden is give him MPX or UMP as main weapon and a secondary shotgun.
yeah, secondary shotgun would be huge. I'm always so
Because the
pissed every time I take a
SMG
Warden in
12
ranked and I'm like, oh, primary shotgun, and I got an SMG-12! Yeah! Let's
I mean, the
fucking do
SMG-12
it.
is not as bad as its reputation,
It's not as bad, but it's not
Still
great.
pretty bad.
but
I'd take
I
an
would
SMG-11.
take an MPX over an SMG-12.
Yeah, right? Like, he's bad. Amaru, I don't know, man, because, like, she's
just
so
wanna repeat
incredibly, yeah,
Because I already said it, Amaru is a content creator operator.
yeah,
An
like,
operator that is extremely good to troll people. Like, this is the perfect operator for Bikini Body.
yeah, really.
Bikini, if you're listening, this operator is made for you.
Literally, it's just the most ranked play of all time. It's just a ranked, and I'm fine with that. And I think I should preface a lot of what we're talking about here. I've said this for a long time now. I am fine with them making operators that aren't broken, but work in situations that don't have anything to do with comp. We're at the point now where there's so many fucking operators. If you make 1 or 2 like they have this year that really don't have a whole lot to do with comp, but can at least do shit in ranked or casual, I can live with that. Because then you might be able to throw them into a comp strat once every fucking year and have some fun with it and surprise some people. Like, Nox a good example of that. Like, there's some things you can do with Warden as well. But, like, Warden is so trash in ranked because there's no setup. Like you're talking about playing him on server stairs on bank. If you're in Diamond or Champion or something, yeah, you might actually have, like, someone running server stairs hold as a default in ranked.
Mhm.
Anything below plat, no, that's not a thing. That's not a thing. They don't know what that is. They think server is just this wasteland of fucking nothingness, and it doesn't need to be held at all. Like, I don't know, man. Warden, I think, is too niche for both comp and ranked. I think Amaru is perfect for ranked and fucking garbage in comp. Gridlock, Goyo, and Mozzie, I think, will all be fine in Pro League. Like, Goyo, I think, will actually have some uses in
Well,
comp.
hot take, we're gonna see a pick rate from Goyu over 30%, like discounting bans,
Yeah,
and we're gonna see a pick rate below 5% from Amaru.
those sound very accurate. I wouldn't be at all shocked if those were the numbers coming out. The 30% on Goyo, maybe. I think it's just because he eats so much utility, man. Like, you put if you have a Goyo and a Maestro, it's like, fuck, man. Come on, I don't have enough shit to deal with all that. Like,
I mean, I'm just saying that Goyo has 3 shields,
yep,
3 Capital bolts,
yep.
quote unquote,
Yeah.
a Vector. He's 2-speed. He has a
Yep.
C4.
It's gonna be like
Questions?
Mozzie, where he can do a little bit of everything.
Why do they keep giving defenders literally everything?
That's the thing. A lot of the defenders have become like fucking mobile
Yeah,
Terminators.
like now what do we have? We have Legion, we have Mozzie, And we have Goyo that literally it's just like, what the fuck don't they do? You know what I mean? Like it's a shorter list of things they don't do than what they do. It's fucking insane.
Alibi's like that as well.
Oh yeah, same.
Alibi is 3 speed.
Yeah.
She has an insanely good weapon. She has
Yep.
impact grenades, and she has a shotgun.
You know what she also has? She has a fucking shield that they took away from a lot of crucial operators. So if you have someone to take Barb, you can take a shield on fucking Alibi. Don't need the impacts because you have the fucking Bailiff. Like, it alleviates so much pressure on people having to take a shield and losing a lot of Barb for it.
But I would say the bigger problem is that we lost a lot of crucial impact grenade operators like Smoke.
Yeah, we did.
Losing impacts on Smoke fucked me on 3 different holds, on at least for our strats.
Like the next season, we need to basically redo all of our strats because we don't have the barbed wire anymore. We don't have the shield anymore that we need. We don't have the Jaeger with a bulletproof cam. Like this screams like ranked.
Yeah.
Like this screams like we have ranked data. Ranked players would like a bulletproof cam on Jaeger to get more intel when they're roaming alone like crazy idiots.
Jaeger shield was the fucking play.
Yep.
Like Jaeger shield was perfect because you place the shield at the beginning of the round and you fuck off the bomb site and do whatever you want ranked.
Yeah. That was the
But
thing.
now you have a bulletproof cam. You need to now you need to use your brain if you have one as Jaeger man. Like,
bro.
I have a bulletproof cam. What I'm gonna do with it? What does the thing do? Let's put it on the floor so it looks at the ceiling. I saw that ranked. That's not a joke. I saw that ranked.
Yeah.
A Jaeger player put his bulletproof cam on the floor looking at the ceiling.
Oh,
I'm like, yo, bro, I don't want to be toxic, but what the fuck is that?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. So as a Smoke player, obviously with a Shoddy, I have a lot of reconstruction to do on a site for a setup. And then I lost my impacts, and I got given a shield when Jaeger got the shield taken away. We run a lot of Smoke. We run a lot of Jaeger. Every team in the fucking world runs a lot of Jaeger and a lot of Smoke if it's in play. Guess what I have to do now? I have to do all my setup that I did beforehand, but also run to some fucking stupid corner of the map and put down a deployable. I have 45 seconds to do my route. I don't have the time to go and put your dipshit shield in the middle of butt-fuck nowhere.
Facts.
Like, fuck, man.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Man, I got too much shit to worry about in my prep.
Dude. It's even worse when you're the only one with a shotgun. You're like, fuck, dude, I gotta make 4 rotation holes and put a shield down. Like, fuck, dude. Oh my god.
4?
I'd
be lucky if I only had to do 4.
I mean, I just want to add as a note.
When I'm done, usually like between 0 and 7.
Oh, you have more than Pengu.
Exactly.
No, I just want to point out that in theory, you can play 7 shields next season. Wink, wink.
Yeah, you can.
7 shields on defense.
Yeah.
Price on a BC Cleta.
And that's why the changes came.
Castle.
Right? Like, that's why. Because, like, a lot of the operators that are common for comp lineups also had shields. So you could get really fucking obnoxious with the shields and Goyo and still have a very viable comp lineup.
Now imagine you could, like the thing that they changed with the new shield is that you can attach them to, to door frames. Imagine you could put them together. Like, you can attach them next to each other.
You know where I always will end up wanting
I
to
would
do
build
that?
like a Rome turtle, like 4 shields. I'm sitting in the middle, and then I put another shield on top of it and have like a small pixel where I can shoot through.
Oh my, that would be nasty.
That would be so cool.
I always end up wanting to do double shields on those big doors that they've started doing. Besides soft walls, so like canal and server facing box is always one that I think about, and then cafe on cocktail bar facing like the bar. Those double doors with
like
the
a
soft
half
walls.
mirror, like a half wall with a mirror window on it.
Yeah, and you can put you could put 2 shields beside each other and then blow open the walls for rotates, and then you just have like this little half mirror.
Like something that I always wished for was an operator that can, in theory, only reinforce half the wall, so you can like look over the reinforcement and can vault over it. That would be so cool.
Yeah,
that would give me so much opportunities to make strats.
It would change a lot of the way a lot of people hold a lot of sites. You either got to make it hard or soft. Those are your options right now.
Yeah. Basically.
Oh, give me a half chub on a wall. Give me a full chub in my pants, Yubi.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's pick a couple more questions and wrap this motherfucker up.
All right, we'll grab a couple for Sua then. So this one's from Spaceless13. Hey guys, question for Sua. We see the players always in the limelight, but never really see what the coaches and the analysts do behind the scenes. I feel like that question's coming.
Yep.
I remember watching a documentary that Rainbow Six put out. I believe it was a little more in depth in Shas's role on the team and what role he plays. So my question is, what is your biggest duties / responsibilities that not many people outside of PL/CL would know about you, or Shas do know about you, or Shas do to help the players of G2?
My biggest duty on LAN events is that none of my players go to prison.
That's true.
You might
Especially
think that's a
Fabian.
joke. It's not.
Well,
We have
we
had
all know.
many teams get into some fun things that I wish I could talk about. I really fucking wish I could talk about some of the shit that I've seen.
Oh my dude, Milan.
Milan, Raleigh, SI, every event.
Almost every land, yeah.
The only event that's been quiet so far, at least from like people getting into shit so far, I think has been Valencia. But even then, there's a
I
story.
think even Vegas, we didn't have anything that was crazy happen.
No,
USN?
no, everyone
there was
like
nothing
grouped up
crazy
in
happening.
Vegas. Yeah.
The only thing that sucked at USN is a bunch of people got kicked out of the after party. That was it.
Well,
No,
I mean,
I'm
what
like-
happened after that in Vegas at USN is a whole different story.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa, like time out, like those, like things that happened after parties, stay at after parties.
Oh yeah,
okay?
they stay there. I'm just saying,
we're not-
there's some shit.
I'm just making sure that I don't get exposed here, okay?
No
Oh,
expose.
no,
No
we
expose.
We keep lip sealed over here, sir.
Yeah.
That's how this works.
I mean, it was kind of a joke, but it's also true. We make sure on events that the players show up on time and do their shit. But I would say the main job that we have is to look at our team's strengths and the opponent's weaknesses and abuse them as much as we can.
It's hot.
I wish I could tell you more, but
You'd be giving it away.
I'm not gonna help any of the tier 28 teams becoming better.
I'm sorry, tier 28 solid. I like that.
Dude, it's my, like, Flynn, you and I talk about this all the time. But that's the thing that pisses me off the most about, like, when we cast and shit. And it's like, okay, they're gonna go to X site, right? And they end up getting fucking demolished on this site. And you're like, all right, cool. You know, like, we'll have to see what they bring, the next time around. They go back to the same site, and you're like, all right, guess they got a game plan to change this site up, guys, to see what they did wrong. They have, a game plan for how to counter out the other team. And then they do the exact same fucking thing. And you're like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what? And then they get fucking just absolutely stomped again. And you're like, do you guys just not have a brain? Like, do you just pull your head out of your ass, man? Like, oh my God. It's like people just don't prep for teams properly, and it just angers me.
I mean, first of all, I want to say that this tier 28 thing was not an insult against you, Mr. Spaceman. It was just a general thing. The less you know about what a coach does, the better he is.
Exactly.
Facts. I don't want to give stuff away because I don't want to help my opponents, because I want to win the next invitational, because I sucked the entire year. I only won one out of 6 tournaments, so
Flynn and I were
I
right.
get that.
Okay, breaking news.
Heyo.
I just got a bunch of notifications on Twitter, and Rise has dropped their team.
Rise Nation?
Rise Nation has dropped the roster.
They were overpaid, whatever.
They were severely overpaid. They were fucking the pay scale massively in CL, and kind of in Pro League, but they are officially dropped. So they are currently orgless, and I've heard some things. I'm not going to say some things, but Rise may or may not be in the same boat as Shrug in terms
Hey,
of their-
maybe you can take some of the players and make a better team for yourself.
There you go. But they might be in the same boat of maybe or maybe not existing.
Well,
Anyway, that's the breaking
Okay.
news. All right, one more
Yep.
question, Sam. We're over 2 hours. Let's get this fucking done.
All right. Let's see. Have we got a good one here? Let's see. Any idea for new hard breachers? Nah. I don't feel like. Do you want to do a casting 5 stack? I don't think so.
Right
Glenn.
now? What?
No, I'm saying, do you want to do like if you had to pick a 5 stack of casters to play for a team? I think we've done that before, haven't we?
I think we have, yeah.
Okay. I'll just find one more for Sua. We can
I
ask
mean,
questions all the
I
time.
would pick none of them, only kicks.
Wow.
Maybe Flynn.
Thank you.
That's cool. That's cool. Him and I were in the same rank game yesterday. I dropped 13. He dropped 5. So good choice there. Forehead. Just kidding.
Yeah, whatever, Sam. You're a fucking rank star. Shut up.
I'm not just a rank star, you fuck.
Make CL.
Come on, guys. Let's hurry up. You only pay me
Yes,
for
dude.
2 hours here.
Ah,
Only
true.
paid you for 2 hours. Shut up. Oh my god. All right. How was the climate between players and in between support staff after G2's recent struggles in Raleigh, DreamHack, and Season 10? Were anyone tilted / angry or super disappointed? Or was everyone kind of like, well, let's get him next time, boys? I still remember Uno's reaction after the Raleigh Major. He looked so disappointed. That is from M4ZZ3. So I'm going to assume Matty? I don't know. something like that.
M4CCCC I planned. No, so many people think that we hate each other, what is true, but we also love each other. And if you lose a tournament and you start to be upset and start to drown in sorrow, I'm like, oh, we're so bad, we suck as a team, then you're not gonna achieve anything in life. Like,
Mhm.
suck it up. There's always the next tournament that you can win. And you just need to learn. Like every game that you lose is an opportunity to learn. And I always have this philosophy: if you want to be a winner, if you want to be a champion, you need to learn how to lose first.
Mhm.
And if you start to, as I just mentioned, if you start to be upset about a lost tournament, a lost final, whatever, you're allowed to be upset. If you're not upset, you have the wrong job. But if you start to be upset the last 3 weeks or the last 4 weeks after the game, then at some point just get over it, kid. Like, there's next tournament that we can play. Like, esport is a fast moving sport. Like, you can literally play a tournament like 6 times a year if you want. If you lose
Mhm.
one, shit happens. Like, best example, look at Michael Jordan, the greatest player of all time in NBA. How many playoffs he didn't play because he didn't qualify? But he's still considered the best player of all time.
Mhm.
So if you lose, suck it up, stand up, and win the next game.
Yeah.
As easy as
Yep.
it sounds.
Really happy you didn't say LeBron James there, by the way. Proud of you. Good stuff.
Good boy. He knows his shit.
Yeah. Good boy. You know your shit, huh? Because fuck LeBron James. That's why.
Yeah, fuck LeBron.
He's garbage. I don't give a shit. And anyone that tells me differently is better from Michael Jordan's actually laughable. LeBron James can't play defense and Michael can.
All right, so now we've concluded the 5 seconds of real sports talk that everyone in our subreddit absolutely despises, and we've now effectively pissed everyone off. I'd like to say thank you for listening. Thank you for enduring my fuckassery, all of our fuckassery, the last 2 hours. Next episode will most likely be after Japan. I'm not giving you a date, so therefore I'm not locked into a time that I'm definitely going to miss, because fuck you idiots. So after Japan. It could be in 2025. It could be next week. You'll never fucking know, and I'll never fucking tell you.
Mike, we know that.
True, you'll be back.
Yeah.
You won't have to be in Poland anymore.
Yeah. I can actually play NA again without 160 ping. I'm so excited.
Just in time for the new season.
I'm almost diamond with 160 ping, Flynn.
Well, thank you for having me. I
Thank
tried
you
to
for
be
coming
cool
on,
and toxic
Sua.
as you,
Yep,
but I'm not as cool and as toxic and you, so I'm sorry, but I tried to be toxic and cool.
yep.
I
I think you did a
so
pretty
you're
good
cool.
job.
Yeah. Yeah, you're fine.
hope I'm gonna be
just-
here.
We're just
some
fuck
point.
asses. That's the difference.
Yeah, maybe I'm too nice. But I'm German, I'm grumpy, so fuck off.
That right there is a perfect ending. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to check out the B-Leaguers sponsor, the
So,
Koyo Store. Head to thekoyostore.com/B-Leaguers. Use code all caps B-Leaguers for 5% off your order. And also don't forget to check out the Patreon.
Oh!
If you want to give us our dumbass some money, MIBR is going the fuck off right now. And that's why
Oh
we're
my
all
god, they fucking got wrecked by a
Craigasming.
shotgun.
Hug!
Oh,
Okay.
Sam's way behind. And with
Yeah.
that, we're going
My
to close out the show.
internet is dying, dude.
Thank you,
My
everybody, for
internet is
listening.
dying.
We'll see you after Japan. Good night.